Boom! And we are live. What's up, people? It's the Curious Fijian live stream show, and you're joining us. It's Wednesday, 3 p.m. British Standard Time, and you're with the boys. Well, this is the Curious Fijian live show. This is something we look to do. We're going to be looking to do fortnightly, hopefully, then weekly, and then daily. And we want you to join us in the room live. Just a few reasons to stick with the Curious Fijian live show. We're covering all things sports. We got guests coming on in the next few hours. We got Ibra coming on, local MMA fighter from Dunstable, training out in Spain. Just had the ranked number one fight in Spain over the weekend. So he's going to be joining us to speak about that. Then we've got Reece Cooper coming on, who's an S&C enthusiast. He's the S&C coach for Frankie Story, Tycee Gallagher, Jordan Reynolds, and now Sam King. Talking Sam King, he's also coming on the show. So why would you not want to lock in with the boys? Sam King comes on the show to talk about his next upcoming fight. He's got this Saturday on Queensbury. And then we have Linus Udofia. We caught up with him midweek, and he's also been on the show, and we've got that interview to drop with you. So we're here. We're going to be with you for the next 2 hours, hopefully. And so we'll catch you then. First topic we got coming up, man. First topic we got coming up is influence of boxing here to stay. Is it here to stay? Obviously, over the last few weeks, if you're a fan of the Curious Fijian, if you've been traveling with us, if you've been following us on Instagram, social media, Twitter, obviously we're with Pulley Arif, the Misfits 009 card over the coming week. Obviously, Pulley put in a brilliant performance. It just didn't go his way. Small Spartan J came to fight. He was a small man. He was repping the Short Kings. And he come to fight. He come to do it. And he done himself proud, to be fair. And Pulley, to be fair to him, he gave a good fight. It just wasn't his night. But something stuck with me when I was there. Obviously, being around the Frankie Stories, the Jordan Reynolds, the Sam Kings and stuff like that, and going into pro gyms and stuff. Something stuck out with me when I was there that I don't want to be horrible. I don't want to be disrespectful, because I think all the influencers are there for a reason. They've built up massive brands, and whether they deserve to be there because of their boxing ability or they deserve to be there because of their following, they've built up a platform for themselves. They've done something right. They've got to this position. But the way everything was set out, it was a very weird experience for this card. If I'm giving my honest opinion, I met some brilliant people. OJ Rose, the boy's the truth. He's the truth. We'll get onto him more in a minute. Gabriel Silva, he's the truth. Son of Anderson Silva. Like, I didn't expect nothing less. FaZe Temple went out there and got the knockout against Ginty, who I think everyone was predicting that to happen. If you're a follower of the influencer boxing scene. But there was a few weird ones. I feel like sometimes with the matchups on the influence of boxing, it's just, I don't want to say it's not fair, because you get into the ring, you know what you're signing up for. It could be your night. It might not be your night. But I just think there's some people out there training, like half of them train like professionals and half of them treat it as a summer camp. And it really showed when you watch the fights back. The people who won in devastating fashion, they're doing proper camps with professional boxers. They're doing things to the T, and the people who treated it like a summer camp got beat. They got dismantled. But I think it gets dangerous when it's like that. It gets dangerous. Like Gabriel Silva, he shouldn't be in there with Ben Davis. Like, that is a dangerous fight for Ben, and that would be like going into a white collar boxing match against someone who's got zero experience fighting someone with 3, 4, 5 years experience. This is the type of matchups. And I know it's for entertainment. I know it's for a show, and you're putting on a show. But I just think at one stage, man, when does it get dangerous? When's enough? I feel like the matchups have to be better. Obviously, I don't blame them, because the pools of fighters are not massive. But then you've got, I'll touch on actually DAZN, the promotion, mental. They were treated like kings, rightfully so, because they're fighting on DAZN. They've got big platforms. But everything, man, the way they get brought in, it's good for them, because they're being treated like professional athletes. So it is good in that sense. it's just the matchups for me, man. I feel like it's there's a few mismatches on the card. But I think it's here to stay. Me and Matt McCallum actually had a conversation about it because he come on the podcast when we were in Newcastle. We had a conversation, and he thought, he was like, I think it's a fad. I think it's gonna blow over. But when you're in that, I've been to 2 now with Pulley, thankfully. Thank you to Pulley for bringing me along. But I've been to 2 with him, and I went to the Kingpin one, and I went to this Misfits 009. And I'm not even lying, yeah. The audience, the audience for influencer boxing and the audience for boxing, 2 different audiences. Like, it's here to stay. It's here to stay. It's all kids. Influencer boxing audience is all kids. It's all kids. It's not even the same as normal boxing, and that's why I just think it's here to stay. I don't think it's going anywhere. Neither do I think it should go anywhere. I think it's actually quite good. I think it's entertaining. I think the card coming up with KSI, Tommy Fury, and that is a legit card. You've got fighters on there who have either won. They've either gone like Waleed Sharks. He's gone to the final in the Golden Gloves, or he's won the Golden Gloves. Like Dean the Great's won national championships in America. Like, these are legit fighters. You've got Slim versus Salt Pappy, KSI, Tommy Fury, Dylan Dennis, Logan Paul. That's a big card. That is a big card. You got the tag team stuff. Apparently, the tag team stuff is it's entertaining. I've never seen the tag team matches. I'm not 100% sure. But I do want to give my fighter of the night for Misfits 009. Someone I spoke to during the week is someone, he was nice. He was nice all the way through. It's OJ Rose. The boy's the truth. Track and field athlete in college. So, you know, he's got that pedigree. He's got that dog in him. He might, when we do more of these and we got dog of the months, dog of the weeks, that boy might be a nomination for dog of the year with Tom Kirk. This is what I'm talking. He's the truth. Nice guy. Hopefully he's coming on the pod soon, or we'll try get him on a live stream. OJ Rose, fighter of the night at Misfits 009. That boy, he had hands to steel. He's fighting Callum Izzard, so it wasn't an easy task, but he went ham with that one. He was the truth. But talking influencer boxing, you had Vidal Riley that come out last week. He fought on the boxer card. He fought for the English title. It was a great card. The fight before that, you had the massive gash on the eye. But talking Vidal Riley, has Vidal Riley broken out of the influencer boxer bracket? Has he finally broken out of that bracket? What do people think? Comment down below. Has Vidal Riley broken out of the influencer bracket? He had a God, it's losing it. Fucking losing it. He had a post-match interview after his fight, and here's what he had to say.
Vidal, huge congratulations. Perfect 10-0, winning every round on all 3 scorecards. Your first professional title, you must be over the moon. How do you reflect on your whole performance?
Oh, I'm finally legitimate. That's what I'm going to say. I'm finally legitimate. I want to thank my whole team, especially my dad. It's something he said I could achieve, and we're on our way, so I'm very happy.
Vidal, huge congratulations.
Vidal Riley. It feels like, watching that back, it feels like a weight's lifted off his shoulder. It honestly does. Like, he says there more than, he says it about 3 times in a row. He goes, I'm finally legitimate. I'm finally legitimate. So my question is, why was Vidal Riley ever considered an influencer boxer? The guy had a pedigree at amateur boxing. He was 41-8. He had 19 KOs as an amateur. He was a European junior silver medalist. He done the Youth Olympics for Team GB. Why was he ever considered as an influential boxer? He's proved himself on multiple occasions that he's the guy. Like, he had a massive amateur career. So why I don't understand why he ever was. I know he coached KSI for the Logan Paul fight. I know that. I'm not disputing it. I'm with you guys on that one. But I just wonder why he was ever even put in that bracket. Like, Tommy Fury, I can understand. He didn't have a massive amateur career. He didn't have a big amateur career. He done the Love Island thing. I can understand it a little bit more. Vidal Riley's the truth. And that performance against Qualis, wow. He won every single round. And he done it in different ways. Like he pressed forward. He didn't really fight on the back foot at all because he walked Corliss down for 10 rounds. So he's proved he's got a gas tank. Like he has proved he's got a gas tank at that level. Like that was his first 10 rounder. He's only ever gone 6 rounds. He has had 8-round fights, but they've never gone 8 rounds. So he's jumped up from 6 rounds to 8 rounds. That's not an easy task. So I think he's the truth, man. I think Vidal Riley, I think he's definitely, I don't know why he was in the boxer bracket, but he's the truth. I hope to see him go out there and fight the likes of I think Billum Smith's in his division and Okoli and all these fighters in Yard. So there's big fights for him coming up. Maybe Yard's not actually in his weight class, actually, but I think Billum Smith is in his weight class and Okoli. So there's big fights domestically for him. So hopefully he goes on to do all of that. But talking big fights, the boy who fought in Spain over the weekend, I see him grinning at me already. Our next guest coming on, our first guest coming on the show, the first ever guest for the Curious Fijian live stream show. The first guest, he's coming on the show. It's he's a good friend of the show. We call him Ibra Aurelius, and it's Ibra.
Thank you.
Boy, how you doing, man? How's everything been?
I'm good. First of all, what an honor, man. First guy in the live show, right? So that's a big thing.
You know we love the boy here.
Let me just get ready for this, man.
We're all set for the interview now.
That was a obviously you walked out in it. That was a iconic walkout. You look comfortable. Like when I watched you walking out, when I see the videos after, because I didn't actually get to watch the fight live. But when I see you walking out, you look comfortable, you look ready for the moment. And it was actually for the Spanish #1. So it was a big fight. How do you think you dealt with all the emotions, pressures, and actually going back over to Spain to fight?
Honestly, man, I think it was such a weird, like bipolar kind of experience where like the emotions were like a roller coaster. First of all, by the way, when I got the hat and I tried it on, it felt so heavy. I was kind of worried I was going to do like a Deontay Wilder. When he said the armor was too heavy and it was the reason behind the knockout, I was a bit afraid that, the hat would make me a bit heavy on the walkout. But in terms of like the actual experience and stuff, man, like I've never fought in such a big crowd. There was about 10,000 people there. And in the changing room, everybody there was like a pretty big name in Spanish MMA. They had like 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 fights. So I actually, like maybe 30 minutes before going in, I had like that inner voice of doubt, saying like, do I really belong here? Is this too much of a task? Am I actually set out for this? And then like this, you just got to shut out that voice, man. And I said, I'm more than ready for this. This is my destiny. I'm destined for bigger things. This is just the start. Go out there and show that you deserve to be here.
Yeah. Do you have them emotions and feelings normally when you go into a fight? Like, does that self-doubt always creep in? I hear a lot of fighters talk about it. I heard GSP talk about it before. Does that doubt always creep in?
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. And it's to the point where it's even physical, man. Even physical. Like you start to feel injuries that like you never had throughout the whole of camp. Like in this specific fight, I told Sam Creasy, oh my God, I think I pulled my back or something. I was like, but I know it's mental, I know it's a psychological thing. And at the same time, I also know that once you step in there and like the thrill of the event, the magnitude of things, and you just forget about everything else. Like, but definitely plays a part.
Obviously, you just touched on there. Obviously, Sam Creasy went over with you. What was it like to have a familiar face there? I know you got your team at the Malaga MMA, but what was it like to have a familiar face from Luton with you?
Oh man, it's wonderful. I felt like I had such a dream trio. I had Ledesma, who's like the direct word in English is he's like the president for the Spanish Wrestling Federation.
Yeah.
Then I had Juan Trigo, who's the head coach at the Malaga Muay Thai school. And then I had Sam. So I had like an expert, in wrestling, an expert in striking, and then I had Sam, who two-time Cage Warriors world champion. And I felt like I just couldn't be in better hands, and it gives you a lot of trust. But at the same time, I said to Sam, I was like, what should I do? Blah blah. He was like, look, I'm not gonna really be able to tell you much. Like at the end, it's really just down to you. You know what to do. You've trained hard, and just go out there. Hopefully, I don't have to say too much, and I think that's the case because you make a plan, and then like Mike Tyson said, the plan. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, right?
How did you actually perform? Like, obviously, it was your first fight back since your last loss here, which was obviously against a good wrestler as well. So, how do you actually think you performed?
Really good, man. I mean, to be honest, I have mixed feelings about the fight because, on the one hand, the show was great. Like, as I said, fighting in front of that many people, that's the first thing that was just such a like a good experience. And second of all, the performance was really, really good. I'm very happy with it. Of course, there's things that could be better, things that I can improve on, and that's like super motivating. But in terms of like how I feel about the performance itself, I'm very proud of the job that I did, and not just my team, but even after the fight, I spent about an hour taking photographs, signing autographs,
Yeah.
spending a lot of time with the crowd, and the other guy was in the infirmary. So I think it says a little bit about who did what in the fight, and I still feel to this day that like it was a pretty dominant performance. The only thing I would say is I regret not taking more risks in the third round. I was very confident I won the fight at that time, and I should have factored in that I was the away fighter. I was fighting the champion, and since there was an opportunity there to finish the fight, I should have gone for it.
Yeah, so you wish you just stepped on the gas. You just stepped on him as soon as you knew you had him hurt. Just jumped on him and just tried to. But it's not good that we like. I know a lot of people think like that, and they're like, "Yeah, I should have just jumped on him." But it's not good. You have to think like that. Like you should be able to get a fair call wherever you're fighting. Like the winner should win.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and also like part of me thinks that hindsight is not really that useful because like imagine I did take more risks. I did really try and finish the fight, and in the process I did something stupid because of that. And maybe I give up a position that I didn't give up because I dominated the third round. Maybe I commit to something wrong and then I end up in a weaker position. Maybe I get caught and I get wobbled and I get stopped. And then what do I say? I said, I should have played it safer because I would have won on points.
Yeah.
It's very easy to always be like that, but it's a new experience for me. I've never, luckily, I've actually never had an experience where I've felt like I've won a fight and it hasn't gone my way. And I'm pretty privileged to be in that place because in the amateurs I've had like hundreds of people around me experience that. So I learned that now, and I'll take that lesson with me for the next fight.
Obviously, that was for the Spain amateur #1 ranking. Are you looking to stay amateur for a couple more fights? Are you looking to turn pro? What do you think the future holds for you?
I'm hoping to turn pro next year. Exactly when, I'm not sure. My coach got a call from the Spanish Federation, and they want me to basically trial for the national team. Spain has like a structured approach with MMA in the sense that they really go down the IMAF route, which is like the MMA, let's say Olympics. So if I win or if I do well in those trials, then I'll represent Spain in like the international stages in the IMAF.
A lot of good fighters have come through the IMAF route. That guy, I think he's like a bit Dagestani in English.
Mokaev, yeah.
Yeah, Makayev. He was in the IMAFs. So I think a lot of people come out good from them routes.
Yeah, 100%, man. And I think in Spain it's a really common or big thing because I think it's also a really good way to get a lot of experience fast because you get 3-4 fights on the same day or the same week.
Yeah.
Whilst the way that things are done in the UK, you maybe get 3 or 4 fights a year.
Yeah.
It's a lot closer. The benefit to that is that it's much closer to the pro world. The downside is that don't get as many fights, I guess.
Is it a better way into the realms you want to be? Obviously, like the UFCs, the PFLs, fighting at them high levels. Is it a better way through to get there?
I think only time will tell. My gut feeling is saying yes, and I spoke with Sam, and he also agrees. That going down this route seems to be like the smarter thing to do. I mean, I can't think of an organization in the UK that would have treated me the way that WoW treated me. The media attention, the social media attention. They flew people over to do interviews with me and a promo video ahead of the fight. The big stadiums, even just that experience, walking out in front of 10,000 people, like not many amateurs have that experience. And then a lot of people, they have the skill, but they break under the like peer pressure of being under so many eyes.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I've conquered right from that fight. So I do think it's the right way to go about it.
Yeah, because WoW FC, like I said, I did message you. I was like, the production and the promotion it looked like a mega event. Like it was a mega event.
Yeah,
Like for a low event, like it was a mega event. Like they looked like they made everyone feel like superstars. Did you feel like that? Did you go out there and feel like a superstar?
100%, bro, 100%. Especially when the way the commentator said the name, the way the
Yeah.
commentator was hyping people up. The fight was in La Liga, man. Like if you went on the app, you'd see like Xavi, Iniesta, and then you see Ibra.
That's an unreal trio.
Like so it does feel that way, and it does feel like they're really trying their best to make MMA like a big thing in Spain, and I think they're doing a really good job at that. And there's some amateur fighters in the show. I think there's like 3 or 4 amateur fights, and then like 70% or 80% are pro fights. And you got like Topuria came from there. You had a couple guys from the UFC commentating, like Danny Bareth and Enrique Wasabi. And yeah, man, it just feels like a really good promotion to be a part of. So
Is the MMA scene in Spain, is it like a big scene? Is it growing?
yeah, it's definitely growing. It's not as big as the UK for sure. What I would say though is that because there are fewer superstar fighters, I think the fighters get more attention than they do in the UK.
Yeah.
I think in the UK the issue is that it's quite saturated. There's a lot of it's not as centralized as in Spain. So in Spain, in the amateurs, because it's a very kind of formalized thing through the IMAF. There's really only like a couple promotions. In the UK, in the amateurs, there's like a million different promotions that you can go with, and some of them are really good, and then some of them are like absolute shit shows.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's not a kid show around here, man. We can swear.
Okay.
Yeah. Let them boys fly, man. Let them boys fly. Talking Ilia Topuria, do you actually think he could beat a Volk? Could he beat a Volkanovski?
Honestly, man, like you ask anybody in Spain, and they'll tell you like absolutely yes, because like we all believe in the hype train. I don't think Topuria is a hype train, like in the sense that he's overrated or anything.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's faced anyone as good as Volkanovski either. And I don't think anyone who's fought Volkanovski has faced anyone as good as Volkanovski until they faced Volkanovski. It's just there's some divisions where there's like such a big gap between the champion and the rest, and I think that's one of them. In that division, who else deserves to fight him? Really, of course, Holloway. You could argue that, but they've already fought so many times, and we've seen the outcome each time. So I think it is the fight that makes sense, but whether he can beat him or not, I think is a very difficult thing to say. Volk just seems so strong in every single aspect of the game. Separately, like he seems so good in striking, so good in wrestling, so good on the ground. But then also collectively, he's also the one who brings everything together the best. Like that fight with Yair Rodriguez, man, is like unbelievable what he did. And that's a top contender, man. That guy wipes everybody else out. So
Yeah. It's kind of like, he reminds me a bit like GSP. Like GSP was never brilliant at anything, but he was good at a load of different things. But he just mixed it all together the best.
100%, man, 100%. And I think in terms of like his dominance, he reminds me a little bit of like a Klitschko,
Yeah.
before Fury came, like that kind of dominance where like just he's fighting all the guys that are like the tip top guys. They always go undefeated against him, and then they all just get dispatched.
Have you kept up with any of the MMA recently, like the UFC and stuff like that?
Yeah, man. You know what I would say though? Like I've kept up with it a bit less because I noticed that it actually negatively affected my own training because
Yeah.
the time zone is just so complicated, and if I wake up at that time, I really struggle to go back to sleep. So I would just stay up that late. I would try and stay up that late, and then it would just screw up my whole sleeping pattern. And then usually I would order food or something, and
Yeah.
the whole experience was like just for training. So I kept up with it a little bit less. Started watching the highlights a bit more instead of the fights. And also the thing I noticed is when you watch the UFC, you don't actually learn that much from it unless you're going at it with the sake of studying.
Yeah.
Because when I watch the UFC, I watch it for entertainment.
Mm.
And then that made me think, okay, maybe let's ease up a bit. Because I used to watch every single one and stay up for every single one. And they have a lot of shows, man. It's pretty much like almost every week.
Yeah, they're churning them out, man. They're churning out high level shows. Even the fight nights are like high. Like, was it Gamrot versus Fazayev?
Yeah.
And that was a fight night, and that's like that's a big fight, man.
Huge fight, man. That's a huge fight. Gamrot was in Malaga, by the way. Not long
Oh,
ago.
was he?
Yeah, he did it like I think it was like 3-4 day wrestling seminar. I missed it.
Oh, you missed it.
Yeah, I wasn't here. That's when I was in Egypt.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah. Let's touch on Egypt quickly, because I know you haven't got loads of time because you're catching a flight. But obviously you knew that you were struggling a little bit with the wrestling, or the takedown defense, and you went over to Egypt and done like Olympic level wrestling with Olympic level wrestlers from Egypt. So what was that like?
Yeah, that was really good. So quick shout out just to Captain BC over in Egypt, and all of the people in Ain Sira, in case they watch this at some stage. But that was incredible, man. Like honestly, I spoke about it a lot with those that are close to me, and even in this fight, it happened as well. I just feel that as soon as I land the 1-2, or as soon as people kind of see the way that I move and they feel like there's a bit of a difference in speed, the double leg is always coming, man, or the single, or just even like a hug, and then kind of pushing me against the cage. So in the last fight, I learned that first of all, it was the wrong weight, but second of all, this is an area of my game I really have to work on. So I was in Egypt for about 3 months, and I was with the national team for both Greco and freestyle wrestling. And I spent basically 3 months there, 7 days a week, 2 to 3 times a day.
Just wrestling.
Just wrestling, man. Yeah, I was either doing like a 1-to-1 with the coach for technical training, and then I was training with the team and doing like the hard sparring, the physical work. Honestly, bro, I became hench just from doing wrestling. Like I didn't lift any weights at all, but I was just surprised with how my body changed because it's such a physical sport. And
it's the one where you like, even doing small jiu-jitsu or like no gi jiu-jitsu or something, you come out of it and you are like in buckets of sweat. And like an hour, let alone doing like Greco style wrestling with like Egyptian wrestlers.
Also, bro, I kid you not, like jiu-jitsu is incomparable with wrestling. Like after what I did there, my perspective has just changed completely.
Yeah, Sam Creasy said that to us. He said like you can coast in jiu-jitsu and have an easy session, which obviously I'm me doing the small little jiu-jitsu sessions with yourself and stuff like that. I was just getting ragdolled. The boy was getting pushed pillar to post. But he said wrestling, if he wants a hard, intense session, he'll wrestle.
Yeah, man, 100%. I mean, there's like that expression that I think is everywhere on social media, like wrestling is different, or wrestlers are built different, and like I can confirm that they are, man, because they're just so flexible, they're so explosive, they're so strong, and they also have crazy amounts of endurance. So it's like you're pretty fucked in all areas.
Yeah, no, 100% agree with you. And it's like they've got that, because especially American wrestling, they've got that like will to win. Just from a young age, like having to do the stairs in the arena, having to cut weight from 12 years old. It's like they like when it's time to bite down, they bite down.
Yeah, man, 100%. And then also, like, for example, what I noticed when I do wrestling with MMA guys, or when I did wrestling with jiu-jitsu guys, since coming back from Egypt, the intensity is just completely different. Like everything from, I mean, it's a bit hard to explain over like a video, but uh, when you're doing jiu-jitsu and someone goes for like a collar tie and they try and grab your neck or something like that, it just feels kind of playful. In wrestling, if I'm going for an underhook, the guy punches it through like your armpit.
Yeah.
He's trying to get control of your head. He'll just slap you, and like he's basically punching you. And
Yeah.
uh, I remember doing a round of Greco-Roman wrestling with the African champion for the 120 kg plus division, and the guy just went for like a collar tie. He basically just pummeled my head down, and I literally just face palmed the floor, man.
So it's like a different level, like it's a complete different level from when you're over here, sort of.
100%, man. I felt like I always felt like I'm one of the strongest in the room. Even in this camp, I was doing wrestling on Saturdays with guys that are in the light heavyweight division. I think it is the one that's 94 kg. I think it is.
Yeah.
So these guys are weighing about 100 kilos. I feel like I could hold my own strength wise. In Egypt, I was going with some of the guys that were like 66, 70. And those guys were just like picking me up like I was a fly, man. They're probably not that strong in the gym, to be honest.
What weight did you fight this camp at? I know you said you were in the wrong weight class for your last amateur fight. So what did you drop to or move up to?
So this fight, so both fights were at 77, but the devil's in the detail, because in this fight I weighed in the same day that I fought.
Yeah.
And the other one I fought at 77 and had like the whole rehydration thing. So
yeah.
I actually could have fought at lightweight. Like my body weight right now, I could make, maybe not after the 3-4 days of eating poorly, but I could have dropped down to lightweight. Like I even did like a trial cut and I could fight at 70. Like I've made that weight now. So
it's mental as well, because if people don't know you and they've never seen you in the flesh, you're a big guy. You're not a small guy, man.
I think at 70 I can keep that physical advantage.
Yeah.
But I think that as the level goes up, 77 will become more and more obvious. It will be more and more obvious that it's the wrong weight class, because there's guys in that division that walk around 95. And I felt that in my last fight, actually, that even though I'm usually a big guy, I was up against someone that kind of dwarfed me in terms of size. And that's a big factor, man, in the sport. Like you can get away with having less technique. You can get away with making sometimes wrong decisions just purely based on your physicality. So
you heard it here first. Ibra's going down to featherweight. Flyweight Ibra.
I'm coming for you, Sam.
Ibra, I'll let you go. I know you're catching a flight. It's been wicked catching up with you. I appreciate you coming on, and hopefully when you're back in Luton, we'll get a podcast done with you again as well when Rain's here and stuff like that. Is there anything we didn't touch on that you want to say? Any shout outs, anything like that?
No, I think it's perfect, man. You just gotta tell me what size you are so I can get you one for your when we do the pod next time.
Yeah. I've got a big head. I'm saying I'm a large.
Cool.
Ibra, thank you for coming on, and I'll see you soon, man.
Take it easy, brother. Have a good day.
What a guy. Ibra Ateya says, we're dealing with adversity at the same time. We're going to test something quickly. It shouldn't go off. We're just going to test something. Do you know what you might want to do?
Just go back and come back in.
Yeah.
No, I didn't want to do it.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it looks like I'm still live. Yeah, there we go. Now just transition me over. Boom. And we're back. Woo! Ibra. He basically, what a guy. I'm sure I just heard him say that there was like 10,000 people in the stadium. Wow, FC. Like, the promotion was immense. And he's just an all-time character. Like, he always finds a way when something doesn't go his way, like a split decision loss where everyone thought he should have won the fight. So things haven't gone his way. He always finds a way to look at the green grass. I don't even know what the saying is, but he always finds a way to light up the room, man. So hopefully when he's back, we'll get a pod done with him, and it's looking like he'll be back soon. I think he's coming back to Luton, but there's a lot of people in Malaga. To be fair, I know there's a yoga person that does the Malaga. He does something in yoga for Malaga or yoga for BJJ or something. He's Malaga, so maybe Malaga's the spot to do. Yeah, but he's all time, man. He's all time. Obviously, Sam Creasy going over there to support him. Sam Creasy, another one. He's got a fight coming up soon, man. He's got a fight coming up, and it's a big one. He's going back to Rome. I think it'll be his second fight in Rome. So hopefully he can get back on track to fight for the belt. That's what it looks like. Cage Warriors are tearing it up. But sticking on fighting, sticking on boxing, Canelo Alvarez. The guy. He's just the guy. He's a pit bull. Canelo Alvarez is a pit bull. His 60th career win. He wants to fight again in Cinco de Mayo. He dismantled Charlo. It wasn't, I don't know, maybe for a boxing fanatic or a professional boxer, it wasn't the let's run the other clip. Sorry, I didn't put that one in order. That's on me. For a boxing fanatic, it was probably a good fight because it was very technical. For me personally, it was quite a boring fight. There wasn't that much going on. I know he put Charlo down in the 7th round. Charlo is obviously a very, very, very good fighter. But it just looked tentative. But Canelo just looks like he's getting better and better and better, and he's just always I don't know. He just always finds a way to dominate. He always finds a way to win, unless your name's Dimitri Bivol. Like, he always finds a way. Yeah, we're back. Sorry, people. We're working out kinks. We're gonna be working out kinks. Go to dynamic scene, mics. We're gonna be working out kinks because it's the first one. No, but yeah, there we go. And obviously the laptops are slow for some reason. The one thing we've learned about doing live streams is you're gonna need a PC. We're freezing. Live preview. 1 minute, people. Right, here we go. Transition me in. Here we go. We're back. It's because we're trying to make the stream big for you. So we're trying to do technical shit when we're not technical. But he outlanded Charlo 134 to 71 punches per CombuBox stats. Terence Crawford had a lot to say via Twitter. Here's one of his tweets now. Yo, sorry, people. Sorry, working out kinks. Yeah, congratulations, Canelo. You made the so-called lion look like a baby cub. That was one of his tweets. We're gonna get the second prepared for you now. We're not gonna add it in yet because of when we're changing it, it's not actually being able to add me in. Yeah. Okay, y'all. This is a tweet from Terence Crawford per Terence Crawford. Okay, y'all. I'm over Twin Charlo. He's no longer on my hit list. He went out there and laid down and let Canelo spank him like he was daddy with no type of resistance. So harsh words. You could say harsh words from Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford is the so-called GOAT. He's pound for pound probably the best at the minute. But who do you actually want Canelo to fight next? Leave comments down below. Who should Canelo fight next? Should he fight Dimitri Bivol again? I know Canelo's been talking. He wants that one back. That's one that he's talked about a lot, about getting that one back. He said he can't sleep at night. Canelo said he can't sleep at night after that Dimitri Bivol loss. I think he said he had a few injuries. I'm not sure if it was a hand injury or what it was. Then you got David Benavidez, who's undefeated. He's the mandatory challenger at middleweight. So he's 27-0, coming off a massive win against Caleb Plant. So that could be a big fight next for Canelo. I would love to see that fight because I actually think David Benavidez is an unbelievable fighter. And then you got Terence Crawford, who, per Joe Rogan, on the Joe Rogan podcast, which is news, he said that he would actually move up to fight Canelo at middleweight. So that could be an unreal fight. But could Terence Crawford go up to Canelo's weight and beat Canelo? I don't know, man. I wouldn't put it past Terence. Comment down below. Could he go over and beat Canelo at his own weight, the king of middleweight? I'm not 100% sure. He's an unorthodox fighter, man. He goes left, he goes right. I think he said on Joe Rogan that he when he broke his right hand, he learned to fight with his left hand so well that when he come back, his left hand was stronger than his right. So now he just fights off both foot. So when he's cutting down the ring, he just turns. So he's a one in a lifetime fighter. So if I was picking, I'd probably go with the David Benavidez fight for his first. He said he wants to fight Cinco de Mayo, and then I suppose Crawford said he would need time to bulk up, so maybe he could bulk up and go for the fight. But moving on, we're going to VAR, and it's been this is something I can ramble on, and this is something I will ramble on. This is for the football heads. So if you weren't a boxing fan, if you weren't an MMA fan, we're here for the sport now. It's a sports show now. It's football. VAR, man, what a fuck up at the weekend. If you didn't see it, they made a mass mistake against it was in the Tottenham Liverpool game. They made a mass mistake, and here's the actual audio from the game. Transition it again because it just keeps lagging.
Just checking the offside delay.
Ollie's saying to delay.
Ollie?
Yeah.
Oh my god. It is laughable though. It is laughable, isn't it? Like, it's just laughable. I can't get over it. Like the ones they need to stop release. I know they needed to release the footage. It did not need to come to the public. Liverpool should have just took that footage and done whatever they wanted with it. Because every time they're releasing the audio for the VAR fuck ups, it's making them look worse. It's making them look so much worse. That just sounded like three people who didn't know what they were even doing. I've got a few things on this point because obviously we say scrap VAR and all of this, which I don't like VAR. But if VAR wasn't around and we were just doing linesmen and stuff like that, the goal still wouldn't have been given anyway. So we need to take that into consideration. But it was a mass fuck up from the VAR team. But here's where the issue is. they're using all this technology, they're drawing all these lines, and I think they said that they realized after 7 seconds of the game restarting they had made a mistake. Obviously, I even think it was before 7 seconds that they realized they made a mistake, because the guy said, "Are you happy with this? Are you happy with this?" But no one really outrightly turned around and was like, "Yo, one guy said it, and he was probably right, but yo, tell the referee when the ball goes out, stop the game, we need to speak, we've messed up. Like, if that ball goes out, they tell the ref and tell him, like, look, we messed up, it was an offside, we're going to need to go back and do this, like, can we pull the game back, can we reset the game clock to where it started?" Like, we can't go so black and white with the rules there. Like, they didn't even really address to the fourth official that they had made a mistake. So the ref didn't even know that he had made a mistake. So I think they should have done that. Only one guy in that whole conversation was talking sense, and it was the guy saying, like, delay the game. Like, when the ball goes out, delay the game. And they all just was like pandering around the question. My actual thoughts on VAR, I don't like it. I've never liked it. I think that the laws in football were made for human interpretation, and now we've included technology and mixed it in with human interpretation, which we can see doesn't work. It doesn't work. Now they're talking about changing the laws to match the technology, which is just, it's all a mess. It's just a mess. I think VAR, I think there's a question we need to ask ourselves, and everyone at home, ask yourselves this, comment down below. Has the game actually benefited from VAR? Let that one sink in. Let that one sink in for a minute. Has the game benefited from VAR? I would argue it hasn't. I would categorically sit here and say it hasn't. I think the linesmen don't do their job properly because they're not allowed to. I think the referees know. I think the refereeing's got worse because they've come to the conclusion, they're like, oh, I can actually make a mistake. It doesn't matter because VAR's going to save me. So now people are not even doing their jobs properly. So I think it's actually made the game worse. I think the way they use it around Europe and the way they used it in the World Cup and the Euros and all of this stuff, I think it's brilliant. The way they use it in Champions League, it actually works. But for some reason in the Premier League, they try and do it their own way. They try and put their own little spin on it. Follow rugby. Follow the NFL. Follow this. Nah, we'll do it this way. We'll do it this way. This way's better. It's shit. You're paying people. You're paying 3 people sitting in there. This is a rant. This should be rant of the day, this segment. But you're paying people to sit there and put their spin on things that I don't even know, man. It's a mess. It annoys me. I think if we are going to use VAR, I think we need to, if technology's here to stay and they go, look, it doesn't matter what happens, technology's staying, we're not getting rid of it, then I think we're going to need to bring in some sort of like what they do in the NFL. Like, you can challenge a call. Each team can challenge a call once or something like that. And they can actually challenge the decision on field. So they'll have someone watching the game, which they probably do anyway, and they'll basically radio in and go, look, that decision was, obviously they show the replays. They'll say, look, that decision is not a good decision, like, challenge it. And then one team can challenge the referee each. They get one challenge each. And then they have a proper look at the game. Obviously, you'll sit at home and go, oh, the games are going to get too long. The games are going to get too long. But using VAR anyway, the games are long. The games are getting long. So why not make it a little bit longer and just have the right decision at the end of it? That's what I personally think. We'll get Mikey's opinion on the situation as well. We're going to bring him in now. No, you're gonna. Oh yeah, you might have to add yourself into the scene. Big Mike's is coming in. Here he is. Transition yourself over, baby. And now we're good. Mike's, what's your opinion on the VAR?
Well, it's a weird one, mate. Recently, this year and the end of last year, it's been awful, isn't it? Decisions have been awful. They're making blatant mistakes. Personally, I think they need to take a leaf out of rugby's book, and you should be able to you should be able to hear that as a viewer, because then they might cut a little bit of slack off them. They might understand, obviously not in that clip, that was a shambles, but you might genuinely hear why the referees are making the decisions, like the handballs and stuff, why they think it's a handball, why they don't think it's a handball. At least you know a little bit of background information on why they are making. But yeah, it's got to go for me. I think they've got to scrap it.
Do you not think the more they bring these audio footages out, the worse it is? It literally sounds like someone's shot somewhere up and they're all panicking. Like they're not professionals at their job. It's all a massive panic.
Yeah, no, it sounds exactly like that. They don't have no structure. They don't like. This is another thing I think they should do. Like I said, take a leaf out of Rugby's book. The referee should be able to, instead of them telling him through the mic, if they have like big displays in the grounds like they do at Wembley or whatever, the referee should be able to look at it in live play while he's playing the clips, instead of having to run over and make it a big deal when he's when they're going to change the decision or make a different decision. I think they should watch it together and talk through it. Their experience. The referee says, "I think it's this. What do you think?" Or I think there's no issue for us not to award a penalty. I think it was a blatant penalty. Do you disagree or agree? And if they go straight agree, or they might disagree, and he might say, "This is why I disagree." But they're a bit stubborn in football, aren't they? They do it their own way, and it's not going very well in the Premier League. World Cup was good though. VAR was good in the World Cup. Do you not think? The Women's World Cup.
In the Women's World Cup.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the Women's World Cup.
Women's World Cup was pretty good. Who did I?
Not them. I just meant. There is some. You know what? There is some legit, really good women footballers though.
Like Sam
Kerr.
Kerr.
I think Sam Kerr can ball.
She scored a wicked goal.
She can ball. She can ball. I think she can mix it. I did watch it in the World Cup, but I just think the reffing and everything in the Euros, in the World Cup, across Europe, like in the Champions League games, I just think it's so much better.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think. Well, then did you see Man United's penalty the other day against the penalty given against Christian Eriksen in the Bayern Munich game?
Bad.
It was like a metre away and he got kicked at his hand and they gave a penalty for it. I don't think it was a penalty.
The handball one's
a different one. It's a different one.
Because, like the Ben White one. In my opinion, everyone was going on about the Ben White one. They were like, they kept saying, "Oh, it's not a penalty. It's not a penalty." But Ben White's shot was on target, and I think it might have been actually going in if it didn't hit Romero's hand. I think that's a penalty to me. But like I said, it's interpretation with that. And if the referee looks at it and goes, "My interpretation of this incident is it's not a penalty," or "My interpretation of this incident is it is a penalty," I can take that on the chin. But it's hard then to go VAR, three people sitting in a room that go, "Well, my opinion is different to your opinion, and his opinion is probably different to his opinion." And now we're all discussing, and he has to go to the screen because he feels like he's got something wrong. It's just a mess.
Yeah, I agree. It is a mess.
But we'll keep in there as well, because obviously we got another big segment. Oh, we'll touch on Luton Town actually. We've not got footage or nothing for it here, but Luton Town obviously lost to Burnley. Can they stay in the Premier League? Do you think they've been playing well enough? Do you think people are being too harsh? What do you think about Luton?
My opinion is, I feel some people are being too harsh, but that Burnley game didn't give me much confidence. If we would have went and won that, I would have been like, I'm pretty confident that we're going to stay up. Games like that, when you're in a relegation battle, games that you can't lose. That's a 6-pointer right there. And yeah, we let that game. Yeah, we let that game slip. We let them score immediately after we scored. We just have to watch this space. I feel like he's found his right 11 right now though. Moving Nakamba and Andrew back in. together. Ogbene, we need to keep hold of him because he might go next year if we get relegated. Same with Morris.
That's exactly what I thought. When I was watching Bene yesterday, I was like, he's just come from Rotherham on a free transfer, and he probably won't be there next season.
Yeah,
he's that good. I think he's that good. Like the way he runs at people, yeah, he's a little bit erratic, but he's the only one on the pitch. Him and Morris, Doherty, but there's only a select few that feel like they can mix it at this level, like decently at this level.
Yeah. Obviously, we spoke about it off camera earlier, but Chong, a lot of people thinking he's getting not enough minutes. What do you think?
Me on Chong, I'm not a big fan of him. I'm not a big fan of him at all. I think he is good. He is creative. You can see that with him. Like, he is a good player. But I just do not think he suits Luton's team at all. And I don't think the way we play, that when you get these sort of creative players, they don't really flourish in Luton. Like Izzy Brown was another one of them in the Championship. He was good. You could see he was good, but sometimes it's like he's not in sync with the rest of the team. I think Chong's got good work rate. That's the only thing going for him. Really, if I'm honest, I think he looks all right when he comes on as a sub. I don't think he should be starting because I think he just chases. He runs around a bit like a headless chicken.
His ball retention is not good enough.
His ball retention is not great. I think our most settled midfield is Pelly and Nakamba.
Especially for the type of football we play, man. Chong's a bit more intricate if you do want to play in between the lines, and we haven't got enough of the ball to be doing that, I don't think.
No.
But he would most probably thrive in a team like Brighton or somewhere like that. His style of football in centre of midfield. But when you're on the back foot, like Luton are going to be the most of the season, unfortunately, he's not the player that's going to make a difference for us.
No.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
And I don't want it to come across like I'm hating on the boy, because I have been a bit harsh on him at times. But I just don't think he suits Luton's style of play and the way they play. I think when Clark comes back, listen, we've got to remember, Osho and Clark are not even, they're not even in the squad, they're injured. And they were our main two players last season. So we've got two big dogs coming back.
You know who I didn't think played that, who I thought played quite well yesterday, is his first Premier League start, was the Man United lad, Mendy.
Yeah.
I thought he looked comfortable.
I think he's a good player. I think when he came on the other day against Everton, he was brilliant. I think, who else do I think's playing really well? I think Amari Bell's been playing good.
Alfie
Doherty's been outstanding. Bene's been outstanding. What's this kid's name? Is his name King? Brown. He's been excellent, but he needs a goal. I think he needs a goal for confidence reasons. I think he's had a lot of chances that he should have scored.
Yeah, his fitness and work rate are a joke, aren't they?
You can accept that sometimes for his work rate. He will work for that badge. He will work for the people of Luton. You could put him with the bin men unit going around Luton. He will pick up every bin in this town.
What do you think to the right back? Man City player.
Kabore, I like him. Erratic. Very erratic sometimes, but good. And I said that from the start. And with a player like him, you're almost going to have to all right, he's going to be erratic sometimes. People are going to get past him sometimes. But 90% of the time, he's going to be there or thereabouts. And that's what he's shown to me. Like, look at the first game against Brighton, against Mitoma. Kept him quiet.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Kept him quiet. So I don't think Giles has settled in well. The left back that we signed from Wolves. I don't think he settled in well. I think all the players we've brought and spent the most money on haven't settled in well.
So what's your opinion on us staying up or not?
I've been harsh on Luton. I'm one of the guys who's probably been overly harsh. But I'm just looking at it from a football perspective. I think Luton have got more to offer than Burnley and Sheffield United. Maybe a Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth have overstayed their welcome in the Premier League. I don't think they're a great team. So
So I think we could stay up, but I do think
it's a flip of a coin. Like, if you can't beat Burnley at home or at least get points off Burnley at home, I know Burnley were like the best team in the Championship last year. But if you can't beat a Burnley with the way
they're playing at home, it don't look great. That's it. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. I want Luton to stay up. I think Luton can stay up. I actually think Luton will stay up. But it don't look great. I can see why people have doubts. But then you talk to a guy like Darren Jones, who goes on and says, like, look, when we first got to the Championship, we were getting stoned every week. Stayed up by the skin of our teeth. I'll take that. I'll take it. We need to hope we can sort of rob points off of like your Tottenhams. Like Tottenham this weekend. We need to rob points with them. So that's my opinion. I hope we can stay up. But I think they've done all right. I think if you get a draw or a win yesterday, you'd say over the last 3 games, like the Wolves, Everton, and Burnley game, you'll sit there and say, would you? All right. Let's ask ourselves a question. Yeah. Wolves, Everton, Burnley. Would you have taken 4 points?
Would I have taken 4 points? Yeah, I would have taken 4 points against Wolves. Was it Wolves, Everton, and Burnley?
Wolves, Everton.
We only got 3 points though, but yeah, I would have taken.
No, 4. We beat Everton.
Oh yeah. No, I would have.
You would have taken it. So I think we have to kind of look at it like that sometimes and say, like, would we have taken it before? Yes, I know the things didn't play out. We conceded a shit. Well, it was a great goal, but it was crap to concede a goal 30 seconds from when they've kicked off from just conceding themselves. It just killed the game after that. Killed the game. So because of that, yeah, I think Luton will stay up. I think they can stay up. I just hopefully the boys can do a little bit more. I think they're trying, but hopefully they can. But we'll keep you on here because in 5 minutes, Kingy's coming on. Sam King's coming on. Yeah, send out that link to the boy. You might want to transition yourself off screen because when you lean over to that laptop, it was looking hella funny. People, let me know if you're enjoying the live stream because I feel like I'm cooking right now. I feel like I'm cooking. Darren Jones commented. He said the influencer tag team. You might have to transition it again. It done that thing that it done earlier. No, it didn't do it. Probably. Here we go.
The issue we're having as well sometimes when we're in the same room, it's echoing a little bit.
I'm not hearing. No, I'm hearing myself.
Yeah, but on the stream,
you can hear it.
It's hearing you through me and me through you a little bit. So that's why I had to mute myself when you were speaking.
Okay, right. Note taken. But this people, we are working out kinks. It's obviously the first time we've ever done something like this. And we've kind of done it in a short period of time. We've kind of just tried to cram a lot of stuff together. If you saw what I'm seeing right now in the setup, it's looking pretty mad right now. We've got 2 desks. We're opposite each other. We're still in a room. So we are working out some kinks. We'll be on a new system the next time we do it. So we're going to go onto like an OBS system and stuff like that. So everything should run pretty smooth from then going forward. That's the hopes. But if you are enjoying it, leave a comment. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Like soon, like the sky's the limit with something like this. Like soon you get a Joe Turner to come on. You get all like Muay Thai fighters. You get other people fighting this week. You get all these people. Like hopefully Sam King can link us up with a little Denzel Bentley coming on before his fight with Heaney coming up. Big British fight for the British title. So hopefully he can hook us up with something like that. But I think we're working the kinks out. I think everything will work out fine. Obviously, we got big segments on Fiji Rugby coming up, where Mike's is obviously the rugby fanatic here. He knows what he's talking about. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I just see some big units running into each other. We will save that for after. We still got Reece Cooper coming on at 4:30. We've got Sam King coming on in 3 minutes. We even have the interview with Linus Udofia that will run for you at the end of the stream. He'll be the last person. We couldn't get him on live just because I didn't really want to ask him to come on live because, like he kind of touched on in the interview, he was traveling to Sheffield today. He had to go to his gym, weigh in, travel up to Sheffield, do all of his media photos, do a media workout, just all of this stuff. He's still cutting weight. He's fighting for a British title eliminator. So I didn't want to put all that stress on him, but we filmed an episode with him. He's funny as always. He's in good spirits. He's actually got the nutritionist and stuff now. He looks good. He sounds good. He sounds confident. But someone even more confident and someone that's been sparring with him, Sam King. Sam King's been sparring with him. He's been sparring with Denzel Bentley, his main training partner. It's his first pro fight coming up. That's I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what he does. I'm excited to see where he goes. Sorry, people. I'm just letting him know the link has been sent. I'm excited to see where he goes. He's fighting on Queensbury. It's going to be a big Queensbury show. I actually like when these big promoters do shows at York Hall. I think it looks so good. Just because the intimacy of York Hall, like it's tight, it's compact. But when these big promoters do these shows there, it's like they bring York Hall to life. That's when a fighter talks about fighting at York Hall, I get it now. I didn't get it before. Like on these small hall shows at York Hall, I kind of didn't get it. But now when you see like the boxers there, like over the weekend with Vidal Riley fighting, Caroline Dubois winning a world title, you see all these things happening. It makes York Hall look good. I will touch on something from that card, actually. I don't know if you see, Mikes. Jamie TKV, I think his name's Jamie TKV. He's a heavyweight. He fought this Brazilian heavyweight. He took it on short notice. But normally you have the gloves, yeah? And because it's not a title fight, they don't have to be sanctioned by them. Like they don't have to give you the gloves. You can bring your own gloves. They need to be packaged and sealed, yeah? So normally the team will come in and inspect the gloves when they're getting their hands wrapped. They've come out and said that because he had I can't even show the photo on here because we won't be allowed, but he got hit with a overhand right and his eyebrow completely just gashed and there was just blood everywhere. So people go in your own time, go search that, but after this stream. In the meantime, do you want to send me Reece Cooper's email? Yeah. So he had a mass gash over his eye. I'm just gonna forward it to you, yeah, Miles, because sorry, people. Let me just he had a mass gash, and I ain't talking about, you know what I'm saying, like in betweeners, and he I lose my train of thought sometimes when I just say stupid shit like that. Wait till we get the boy Rain on. I think he's joining us for like the last 10-15 minutes of the stream. Obviously today he couldn't be with us, but let me finish the Jamie TKV thing anyway before I forget. He had a mass gash, yeah, and his team, I just see a video on Instagram, they were inspecting the gloves after the fight, and he actually what do you call it, man? Fucking hell. Losing my fucking mind. The gloves were worn in. The gloves were actually worn in already. And they look back at the videos and he used the gloves for the open workout, which obviously you're not allowed to do because the gloves have to be fresh gloves. So there's a big thing going on with that at the minute. I weren't able to get videos for it, obviously, because I can't show you the gashes and stuff like that. But that just happened on the boxer card. But then you would like to think that his team would have checked the gloves beforehand. Exit that, Mike's. Sorry, people. We're going for adversity again. And then go over to the live studio and just reconnect like that. Oh, dude, you might have to sign in and do it that way. We're just going for a bit of adversity. But we battle through it. But yeah, that's a big thing going on with Jamie TKV at the minute. Undefeated heavyweight. Obviously, he lost for the first time. Opening studio. To your right. There. There we go.
You're still rolling.
Yeah, I'm still good. I'm still going.
That's the good thing about having you as a guest.
Yeah. So yeah, that's happening. Like I said, we're just waiting for the boy Sam Kingy. Just trying to get him on. Mass fight coming up for the boy. Let's actually look at his. I'll look at his card. Why we're waiting for him. I think there's a title fight on the card.
Has he received the link too?
He probably just might not be ready.
You might need to check his junk mail just because it's coming from.
But to get on a Queensbury promotion in your first like big contract, obviously he earned it because he was a high level amateur, so he earned it. But to get on there in your first for your first contract, like meant like it's mass. Yeah, so big card is at York Hall, 6th of October, so it's this Friday. You got Zorro versus Dotenzi. It's for the WBO European Cruiserweight Championship. So that's a fight in York Hall as well. Can you believe that? Like they're putting on like title fights at York Hall. Like it's going to be bouncing in there. You got Abdullah versus Leach for the vacant Commonwealth Silver Featherweight Championship. You got a full undercard. Ituma versus Fedas. Fail versus Emilov. I think he actually trained with he trained at Pug and stuff like that. Fail, I think it's the Fail brothers. Burke versus Mabega. I'll say Mabega. Book versus Mabega. Frankham versus Davy, and then you got King versus Grant. So we're looking at a mass lineup for his fight. So I'm hoping he can get the job done. Should we just move on to the rugby segment while we're waiting for him? Yeah, we'll touch on the obviously Fiji have been tearing up the rugby at the minute. They come off a massive win against Australia. They just played Georgia in a gritty win, and here's what their coach had to say about the game.
All credit to Georgia. They played really well in the first half. They controlled the tempo. They were first to everything, so we were a bit on the back foot, but we didn't help ourselves in terms of our basics. Too many turnovers. We lost a few lineouts, so we were kind of playing on the back foot. So we just said, basically, let's get back to the basics. Carry clean, get over the vantage line, hold the ball, and put some pressure back on them. And we managed to get some pressure on them, score some points in the second half, and get the result. But all credit to Georgia. They played really well.
The boy's a dog. I know Mikey's a fan of the Fiji coach. Mike's, what does... Oh, I just seen a cute little ginger just pop his head in to the stream. So what we're going to do is we'll chuck the boy Sam King. We'll bring him into the stream. So the next guest people we got coming on for you, we got the boy Sam King, who's actually fighting at York Hall this weekend, Friday. It's his professional debut. Sam King, and we're dealing with adversity again. Wait with us, man. We're coming. You look at these kinks we have, but have them with us. Have these kinks with us, because in a year or two, when we're doing this full time, you're going to be laughing. So the next guest joining us, he's fighting at York Hall this week. His professional debut. It's the boys, the national champ, Sam King.
Yes, bro. You right?
How you doing, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You're good, man. You're
Can you
good.
hear
You're looking cute. Do we sound all right to you? Yeah. Do we sound all good to you? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Wicked. We can see you. We can hear you.
Yeah, I think there's a lag. It's a lag. There's a mad lag.
How bad?
Pretty bad. Like a good fucking 5-10 seconds. It's all right. It's calm.
Let's battle through that adversity with each other, man. Fuck it. Obviously you got a big fight coming up this weekend. How are you feeling? It's your first professional fight. Is there any nerves? Are you anxious? What's the feelings?
I'm not nervous yet. I'm more just excited. I want to have a good performance. Do you know what I mean? I just want to enjoy it. So it was more just I'm gonna obviously go to the weigh-in tomorrow, so get the weigh-in done, and then after that, I think a few nerves will probably kick in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you normally, obviously, you've had a mass amateur career. You've fought over the country. You've fought across the world. Like, is nerves something you always deal with before a fight? Do they ever leave you?
I think nerves are a good thing. Do you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, if you're not getting nervous, you're probably not doing the right thing. Do you know what I mean? So I think I want to be nervous, so I know that I care about what I'm doing, and I want to obviously get a good performance in. You want to have things that you're not necessarily nervous about, but like excited about. Do you know what I mean? And I'm quite good at transitioning the nerves into good energy. So yeah, I'm sort of more thinking it'll be good if I'm a little bit nervous on the day, get there, but then when I'm in the ring, it's a different story. Do you know what I mean? All the nerves go.
Yeah, obviously we've done film with you this week. We've been in the gym. We've done the strength and conditioning. Do you feel like you're as prepared as can be for a professional debut?
Yeah, 100%. I don't think I could have prepared better. It's been my best camp, as I said to you before, and obviously, yeah, I'm in the fittest position I've ever been in. My weight is like different, so like it's less than what I've normally fought at as an amateur. So like, do you know what I mean? I'm in the peakest condition I could be in. I've added strength and conditioning, so I'm stronger. Yeah, I'm sparring better. I'm sparring more rounds. So I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, I feel good. I'm excited to get it done. You know.
Obviously, you're with the Peacock Gym. What's it been like making? We know you were training in America. What's it been like transitioning back over to the Peacock Gym and like finding that sort of home again?
Yeah, it's been comfortable. I mean, Martin, obviously my manager, he's welcomed me really well into the Peacock Gym, and do you know what? I think because I felt so comfortable there, and like there's such good sparring there, there's good people there. That's something that's like made the transition easy. You know, like being out in America. At the end of the day, if you can go out in America and do what I was doing there for as long as I was doing it, you can do it anywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's nowhere that's going to be uncomfortable. Because I was alone on the other side of the fucking, do you know what I mean? World.
Yeah, on the other side of it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
it's
true.
World alone for 6 months. So at the end of the day, I can do it anywhere if I did it there, and that's the hardest place to do it. So with sparring and everything like that, and the way they train. So I've come back here, and it's just good. It's probably made it even better because I'm enjoying things even more. It's more like a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter, and I'm very happy with what I'm doing right now.
Obviously, like you touched on in America, you were doing training camps with Hamza Shiraz. Do you feel like you've been a pro for longer? Like I know your debut's now, but do you feel like you've been living like a pro for like the last 2 years?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, not 2 years, but coming up to a year and a half almost, like maybe a year and a couple of months. Yeah, like obviously that's when I started transitioning to be a pro, and I started stepping out everything up, like more rounds, more, pro sparring and everything. I've always sparred pros really though. As an amateur, I was sparring a lot of pros, but yeah, definitely. Like I think the transition is because it's been so long. I've just developed this style where now it's like, yeah, it's as if I'm already experienced in doing it, even though I've not done it yet. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And obviously, you've been training with, you've got one of the best middleweights. He will be one of the best in the world, but he's the British champion. So, what's it been like training with him?
Yeah, Denzel's a fantastic boxer and a great person to learn off of. So yeah, do you know what I mean? We get loads of rounds in. My last week of sparring, I think I got 14 rounds in with him that week. So, that's just 1 week of my last week of sparring. Throughout the last, year or however long I've been in, 9 months I've been probably at Peacock. I've done countless rounds with Denzel. And as you say, he's the current British middleweight champion, and he's fought for a world title already, so he's a world level fighter. So it's learning off of the best, in my weight division. As you said already, I was obviously with Hamza out in America as well, who's one of the best in, he's a world level fighter too. So, I'm in and around the best in middleweight division, especially not just in Britain, but they're world ranked fighters. So I'm in a good position. I've done rounds with the right people.
I think that's what gets me so excited to see you fight. I think I've been when you first come on the pod, we've been out here waiting, and now the time's come, and I'm like, Like you've been mixed, like training with Hamza Shiraz. Like they wouldn't get you in if you were just like some bum. Do you know what I mean? And you've been with Denzel Bentley. You've done rounds with Linus. Like these are some of the best middleweights in the world that whose careers haven't even taken off yet. So they will be the best middleweights in the world. Like I think that's why I'm so excited to see you fight.
Yeah, mate. Like at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to it too. I want to get out there and just. I'm not like putting no pressure on myself. I just want to enjoy it. Because everyone tells me, you know, it's a debut and you big it up in your own head and you want to, you know, perform for everyone else. But, you know, it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. And at the end of the day, look, I'm just going to go out there and just sort of smash someone, like do what I can, enjoy myself. And, you know, one thing that I will say is it's a debut, but that's not nowhere near the end goal. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not, I'm just going out there and doing my job and then, you know, it's another day the next day. I'm just looking forward to moving up and up and up, you know, and getting to where I want to be in the next 2-3 years. And then from there, looking again, reevaluating and going again. So.
Are you actually enjoying the process of being a pro? Like obviously you was an amateur for ages. You achieved a lot in the amateur ranks. Was it a little bit easier being an amateur? Like obviously you got to do probably a lot more of your own stuff. You're not getting pushed into doing anything. Like what's the transition been like?
Yeah, it's just completely different. Like, don't get me wrong, as an amateur, when you're ranked like highly and you box for England and stuff, it's tough anyway. Like, we had training camps every other weekend somewhere. So, you know, I was always away anyway, doing, you know, what I had to do. And we were always weighing in. They made us, you know what I mean? We're always on weight, we're always disciplined. So it was tough as an amateur as well, but it's a different level. Like, when you are a pro and you're a professional athlete and you're properly schooled and you're properly, you know, trying to do something like great, it's just every day's another day and you're just getting better and better, and it's a hard day every day, but that's the whole point. Like when without like sort of what's the word, like without, what's the word I'm looking for, you know, when you sort of like without sacrifice there's nothing. Like you don't have no success without sacrifice. So that's what it is, you know, every day.
Yeah, from talking to you, like you seem like someone who almost enjoys the grind. Like you enjoy, like doing hard things. You enjoy. You're like the Luton's David Goggins.
100, bro. Like I rate David Goggins. David Goggins is someone that I listen to a lot, and yeah, like without sacrifice, you're not going to get nowhere. I think more people nowadays with the youth and stuff coming up need to realize that you got to grind. You got to work hard for what you want. And that's something that I definitely do. And that's something that people, you know, anyone that knows me notices that. They say it's mad. Like, they think the small things, the small sacrifices are mad. And they're just ones that are like, I don't care about that at all, you know. But every day in the gym, I work as hard as I can, you know. And the end goal for me is to become a world level fighter, you know. So.
Does your style suit the pro ranks, or have you had to work out a lot of like kinks, like a lot of, you know, some people come in with a very amateur style. Have you had to work a lot of that out, or was you kind of already suited to this sort of game?
I think I'm more suited to the pros, because a lot of people say that, but do you know what? I actually am. Like, I hit hard. So that's something that as a pro, you need to be able to hurt people. And that's something that I can do, so I can hurt people. And then at the end of the day, like, my style is, you know, as an amateur, a lot of people have success with that, just in and out real quick, like throwing a million shots in a few seconds sort of thing. And you get a lot of success with that as an amateur. That's never been my style. You know, I'm someone that thinks. I think about what I'm doing. I set things up. And yeah, like obviously I've worked on new things, but my style is much more suited to professional ranks. And you'll see that on Friday.
What kind of a fighter are you? Obviously, you're going to have your own style, you're your own name. You're Sam King. There's going to be no one like you. You're not going to be like anyone else. But do you have a specific style like anyone out there? Is there anyone you can compare yourself to?
You know, like I used to say, sort of like, if you look at a world, like if you're looking at someone like really good, like I'd say Joe Kawasaki is a little bit similar to my style, someone like him. But do you know what? Like the way I see it is, at the end of the day, when you're in the ring, you have to adapt to whatever's in front of you. So, you know, I can box on the front foot and the back foot, and I'll just do whatever I have to do when I'm actually in there. But, you know, I'm quite like, I'd say like more, you know, I like to fight, but like when I say I like to fight, you know, I'm not in there trying to be a punch bag, you know what I mean? Like having it out. I like to fight, but you know, I'm spiteful when I'm in the ring, but you know, I'm clever, so I won't be, you know what I mean? I'll be thinking about what I'm doing.
Obviously, like we touched on, obviously you're at the Peacock Gym. You've been training with Denzel. You've done rounds with Linus. Have you spoke to Denzel, anyone like that, and have they given you any advice going into your debut?
Yeah, I've spoken to loads of people. Sam Gilly as well is a great fighter who I've been sparring. He's fighting for the Commonwealth title coming up. So yeah, all of them are giving me some advice. They've all compared themselves for their own debuts, and it's complicated. Like Denzel, for example, knocked his first opponent out in the first round, whereas Sam Gilly told me his debut was his worst performance. So it's like, you know, they all give you different advice, and it's just the main thing that I've been told is just don't go in there and rush it. Don't try and perform for everyone else. Just go in there and just enjoy it, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get in there and just enjoy myself. Like,
yeah, Sam Gilly's got a big fight coming up as well.
Yeah, he's got a big fight coming up.
British title, I think.
Commonwealth title, and then the
Commonwealth
next
title.
one, as long as he wins, he fights for the British title next as well. So yeah, it's a British title eliminator as well. So he's got massive things coming up, and he's looking good in the gym. I was doing a lot of rounds with him as well, building up to this fight.
Is he in your weight class, or is he's
actually a super welterweight? He's one weight below. So
he's one weight below.
Yeah,
he's a big guy, man.
I mean, he's a
well,
bit
maybe not
smaller
compared to
than
you.
us
I'm
boys.
quite small. I'm like a hobbit.
Yeah,
I just got a big head.
Yeah, he's smaller than us boys, but like, no, he's a big lad. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, he comes down to the weight. But yeah, he's in there doing rounds with us, and you know, we're obviously middleweights, and you know what I mean. He's strong. He's a good fighter. He's very sharp.
That's wicked, man. Obviously, Sam, is there anything we haven't touched on that you wanted to say? Anything, any other important things going on? What is there anything else we haven't mentioned? Obviously, I don't want to keep you for too long. It is fight week.
Yeah, exactly. No, thanks for having me on. And like I say, we're doing like you're going to be there Friday, so we'll just crack on with everything else, and we'll we'll do something again, like a podcast or something.
Yeah. We'll have to do a pod with we'll get Rain, obviously, because Rain will be on the pods. Yeah, we'll get something working. Sam, thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure. I really appreciate it. I know you're busy this week. And yeah, good luck on fight night, and hopefully you go out there and dismantle this guy.
Love, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, God willing.
Thank you.
Sam, bro.
What a guy, Sam King. Sam King, what a guy. I think he's going to go out there and shock the world. Training with Hamza Shiraz, training with Denzel Bentley, doing rounds with Linus Udofia. But he would not be potentially where he is without this man here. The next guest we've got coming on, because we're reeling him off now, the strength and conditioning enthusiast, Reece Cooper. Just the all-out boy. Reece, how you doing?
I'm good. When I was waiting, like it said backstage, I was waiting. I was hoping that I'd be on the stream as well. I was shouting, "The knockout is coming! Believe that."
You can't. Obviously, we were filming a bit the other day, but he don't like talking about trying to go out there and get the knockout.
Yeah, I know, man. Like,
he's a shy guy. He's a very confident guy, but he don't like. Yeah. He don't want to.
He's the opposite of me, bruv. I'm saying I'm coming for it all. I'm taking everyone. But the thing is, he's so talented, man. Like, he keeps his head down. He's consistent as fuck. Like, as an athlete, as a competitor, you need to be on job constantly, and he is always on job. So, bro,
how is he compared? How is he compared in his first sessions compared to the other athletes you've had in there? Like, as an athlete,
as an athlete, he's probably the best. Like, probably the best I saw from my initial assessment with him. He was like the most complete athlete I worked with. I've worked with so far. So yeah, I was super impressed in our first session, and I've been super impressed since. Yeah, he's got all the attributes to be world class, mate. So.
What's his best attribute? I don't want to blow. If he's still listening, I don't want to blow his trumpet too much. But is it his power? Because I've heard a lot of people who've sparred with him said he's a freak. Like, when it comes to power, he's a strong boy. Is it his speed? What is it?
He's very explosive, like very fast. He just moves very well. Like, he hasn't had loads of strength and conditioning work, but he picks things up very, very quickly. Like, it's just. You don't have to teach him an awful lot. It's just he picks it up very quick. Like, that's like a being very teachable is like a big thing, and he's very, very teachable. And obviously, like, he's got all the athleticism to go with it. So yeah.
So what you just said is, put this on the ticker. Reece Cooper just said the boys have got themselves another champ. We're gonna have another world champion coming to the ranks.
The mad thing is, yeah, in Luton and the surrounding areas, there is so much talent, bro. So much. It's crazy. Like, I could see us having multiple top level fighters come out of it. Like, and so many of them are dogs as well. Like Jordan Reynolds, good example. He's just a dog, bruv. The geezer just won't stop. If you've got a good mindset in this game, you can kill it. As long as your head is solid and you have a good team, you'll kill it. As simple as that. You just got to be willing to put the graft in, do the hard miles, do the shit that no one else wants to do, and you'll make it, bruv.
Yeah, we'll touch on a few of the other fighters you work with before we go into anything that you've got coming up and stuff like that. Obviously, you were there for the Jordan Reynolds Matt McCallum fight. Yeah. What was your assessment of Jordan? Did he perform how he should have, but he got the job done? Like, what was your actual assessment?
My assessment was that he could have made it an easier night for himself. That was my assessment. I still think he won comfortably. Like, even watching it back, I think it was more comfortable than I thought it was when I watched it on the night. When he was just boxing, mate, it was light work. But mate, he just loves to. Jordan's one of them guys, isn't it? He just loves to make it a bit of a scrap. Like, it's entertaining as fuck. You got to say that. But he could have made his life so much easier, man.
He loves to go out there for like a pub brawl.
Mate, he just, like, if he gets hit, he's like, oh, I'm getting that back. Do you know what I mean? I need to get that back. I'm like, look, I love watching it, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, this guy's not on your level. Make him look like he's not on your level. And when, like, I think it was like round 2 to round 6, like, he literally made him look silly, in my opinion. Like, as soon as he started just controlling distance, step into his left, like, Matt he only really has straight punches. He didn't have a right hook in him. So if you just keep stepping to your left, he was getting away from everything. So yeah, I don't know. It's look, at the end of the day, one thing you got to say about Jordan is he's gone from being an amateur, went straight into 6-rounders, and in his 6th fight, he was fighting a 10-rounder for an English title eliminator. Like, it's a big, like, they're big leaps he's taking. Do you know what I mean? Like, find me someone else who's doing shit like that. 6 fights.
Yeah, he's game. He's game. Man, but is he? But is he too? Like, I know you can't be too game, but is he too game? Like, I know he's an older fighter. He's had a lot of injuries. He's had a few setbacks.
Yeah.
Does he try and, like, jump before he's walking, sort of thing?
I don't know. Look, that isn't really for us to say. The only people that know that is Tony and him. And if he's saying he's ready, I'm saying let's go.
Yeah, Reece Cooper's the boy. He's the boy. That's what you need. You got to get the boy in, because he's not telling you. He's not creeping in them little doubts in your head. He's not saying. Nah. He's not saying, like, oh, do you know what? Don't do it. Don't take the jump. You're saying, no, if you're ready, let's fucking take it.
I'm saying if you don't think like a winner, then you will not be a winner. Simple as that.
Just get me yoked.
That mindset has to be built into you. I'm the best at everything. Look, if you lose, it is what it is. But as long as you tried your best, as long as you've given it your all, that's all you can fucking do. Everyone loses, man. Who gives a fuck? Give it everything. Believe you can do anything. And you will. Everyone's going to doubt you until you fucking prove them wrong. Do you know what I mean? No one's going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. So fuck it, man. If they're telling me they can do it, I'm saying, cool, you can do it. Let's go.
Have you always had this sort of mindset, or is this something you've adapted, like, from getting older? Or have you always just had this mindset?
Do you know, I've always been a competitor myself. Like, ask anyone who knows me, I'm mad competitive. I feel like I sort of lost it a little bit, like when I sort of left school, got into work and shit. Then I started doing CrossFit again. And then I started competing in CrossFit, and I was like, rah, I've missed this. Do you know, mate, I just love to win. Fucking hell. Again, I don't care if I lose, if I try my best. But even at CrossFit, I've only been doing it, a year and a half, 2 years. I'm there thinking, mate, I can go to the CrossFit Games. That's how I'm thinking, bro. I actually am. I don't know banter. That's how I think. I just want to win. I fucking hate being shit at things. I fucking hate it with passion. And I want all my guys to think like that. Everyone that trains with me, I want you to think we can do anything. And if we put our heads down, we put our plan together, and we stick to it, mate, we'll make it happen. 100%. Delusional confidence is the only way to go, man.
Yeah, but it's not a bad thing to have.
Nah, man.
It's not a bad because
It's the only way you can win. Look, if you think that you can't do something, then trust me, you will not do it. But if you believe you can, then there's a chance you will.
Yeah, you give yourself that edge. Don't take that last 1% from yourself. Give it to yourself.
That's it, man. 100%.
Obviously you're with another fighter, Tycee Gallagher. She's got a mega fight. She's the Commonwealth champ. She's got the world title fight, the WBO world title in France coming up. How excited are you for that?
Mate, oh fucking hell. I cannot wait, bro. Honestly, if you're gonna bet your house on anything, bet your house on Tycee Gallagher being a world champion. Honestly, I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
Mike's put that in the ticker. Reece Cooper says, bet your house on Tycee Gallagher.
Yeah, remortgage that shit, bet the house on it. 100%.
Come on.
So yeah, man. Look, Tycee's one of the fighters I've been working with the longest time. So when I become a S&C coach, I started working with Chunky, Michael Devine. So he's how I got into S&C. And then he introduced me to Frankie and Tycee. So it's like they've been there from day one for me. Do you know what I mean? Like I've never been more invested in two people when it comes to the thing that I love than I am in Tycee and Frankie. And yeah, mate, I just can't wait for that 24th of November when she fucking gets that belt wrapped around her waist. And I can just go in that ring, give her a hug and go, let's fucking go on to the next one.
Yeah, because obviously in the when she won the Commonwealth, like big, I wouldn't even say a step up for her, but maybe it's like it needed to happen, like that sort of fight after the Nina Hughes loss, like that fight needed to happen when it did. She performed like punch perfect. What was your thoughts and emotions after that fight? Obviously, we see you in the ring, just kind of looking around like a happy puppy in there.
Mate, I was, mate. It's like the thing is, like, even though I'm not in there, it's like it feels like I am almost. You know what I mean? It's like it's not me fighting, but it's like I'm just so invested in the people that I work with. I love all the guys I work with. I want all of them to win. So when Tycee wins, I feel like I win, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's a weird one. Every little win for her is a little win for me. Anytime she gets to tell me good news, I'm buzzing about it. Do you know what I mean? Same with Frankie. Whenever I don't know if I'm actually if I'm meant to say this, but Frankie the other day he called me and told me that he quit his job. I've said it now, so it is what it is.
No, yeah. Say it.
So Frankie
break the news.
Yeah. So Frankie, mate, sorry if I'm spilling the beans, but fuck it. I was just very excited when he told me. So basically, he called me up saying, 6 months ago or however long ago it was, you said to me, I can't wait for the day that you can call me and say that I've quit my job. And then he said to me on the phone, well, today's the day. And I was there celebrating, bro. Like all he's done is quit his job, but he can like focus on boxing full time. But bro, I want that for him. Yeah, focus on it because like you're working 10 hours a day, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day, and it's like, and you're still doing as well as you are at a boxing. Imagine how good you'll be if that is all you do. That's all you focus on, bro. You'll fucking kill it. When it comes to like boxing ability, not that I'm a fucking boxing savant or anything, but Frankie just has it. That special something. He moves like a little wizard. I fucking love watching him. Do you know what I mean? And if he puts it all into that, he'll get it all. So, yeah.
Do you think it comes a time for a fighter like they can only get so far with like, so obviously like you touched on Frankie there with he was doing a physical job, then he's coming to he might only get one session in a week with you because the job's so physical. Do you think it always gets to a stage where you can't get to the next level with having that baggage attached to you?
I think so, yeah, man. Because look, it's not even, again, like with the stuff he does with me is the least important stuff. But it's like if he's going to a boxing session with Tony and he's fatigued from the day, it's like he's not going to adapt the same way he would adapt if he was fresh. So it's like it takes longer. The process is longer. His battery is being drained more and more and more. It's like it all has a knock-on effect. Yeah, obviously it affects his sessions with me, but bro, it affects the boxing. That is the thing. Like that has to be first. If you want to be a boxer, boxing has to be first. Simple as that. If it's secondary because you've got to go to work every day to pay your bills, you're a normal human being. We all have to pay our bills. like, mate, sometimes it's worth taking the hit now to get the glory later. Do you know what I mean?
100%. And I think I had similar conversations with him as well when we done the doc, where I was like, look, obviously, I don't know. I've never pushed myself to that sort of limit in training, so it's hard for me to say anything to him. But I'm just like, look, from the outside looking in, you rarely see it that a fighter goes on to win a world championship or even a British title with working on site and training. Like, I was like, look, you look at, obviously, you got to, like, Razor's one of your training partners. He's doing 2 sessions a day, every day. He's not working. Like, you're going to come up against these competitions where for these people it is everything, and for you it's only half. So don't regret it, sort of thing, when you're done.
100%. 100%.
And like you said, Frankie's just got it, like, movement wise. Like, there's no one, especially in Luton and hardly even in the boxing, no one really, like, he moves. I've not seen anyone really move like him.
It's fucked up. I love it, bruv.
I've not seen it.
Like, I'm like, I like people. I like good movers, like a Lomachenko. Them sort of vibe. I'm not saying Frankie's Lomachenko, but he, like, gives me them. You know, the footwork, the little stepping around, working the body, working upstairs. Like, you don't know what's coming next. Like, when you've got that not a lot of people have, bro. If you're working a normal job, you're a fucking spastic. Yeah. Go and do the thing that you're meant to do. You are a boxer. Go and box, bruv. Go and do that.
No, 100%. I'm with you, and that's good that you get so juiced up for your guys. But that's one of the things all the guys say about you, especially when we do the recording. That they're all like, "There's no one more enthusiastic than Reece Cooper." Like, they want to be around you.
Good, man. I'm
your energy is infectious.
That's what I'm here for.
That, like, does that make you feel good when, like, the people you've got around you, like high level athletes who have been around dogs their whole life, as saying, like, yeah, he's one of the most enthusiastic guys that are about.
Bro, that's my job. If I can't get you hyped up for the session you're doing with me, or potentially what's going to happen in your future, then what the fuck am I doing? Honestly, what am I doing? That's my job. You're meant to come to a session with me and leave thinking, fucking come on. I've ticked my box. I'm improving. Like, that's how I want you to think all the time. I want you to be like, I'm saying it all the time. You have to think like a winner. And if you don't leave my gym thinking you're a winner, then I've fucked up. Simple as that.
100%. I know you got some big things coming up with yourself. We've touched on before. Is there anything you need to announce? Is there any big things coming up with you that people need to see or need to keep an eye out on?
So I've put up a couple posts about it recently. So I'm going to be collaborating with Paolo in Bedford. So, like, if you watched the pod before, you would have seen Dan McGowan on here, and Paolo is essentially his strength and conditioning coach. He's an absolute legend of a bloke. And our thinking when it comes to strength and conditioning is very much along the same tracks. And obviously we're quite local to each other, and we just want to build a big community of fighters, man. Like we both love combat sports, and we both love combat sports strength and conditioning. We want to be the face of combat sports strength and conditioning locally. So we're just trying to build that. And over the next month or two, the plan is to start running some classes as like an introduction to strength and conditioning, starting off in Bedford initially. We're trying to sort out a venue for it at the minute, and it's just going to be a way for local combat sports guys to get an introduction to strength and conditioning, speed work, so sprint work, plyometrics, that sort of stuff, so they get an idea of the benefits that they can get from strength and conditioning. Like, the earlier you can start, the better. As long as you've got a good structured program, you can see a big difference. Like I say, your sport is always the most important thing, but it's the extra 1-2% that's going to make the difference. The stuff that you're doing that other fighters are not doing, that's the shit that's going to make a difference. And we're trying to provide the platform for you to do that. So yeah, the plan is to start them classes in Bedford over the next month or so. We just got to sort out a venue first, basically, and then once we've got it up and running in Bedford, the plan is to bring it to Luton too. Like, in terms of like plans, bro, I've got big plans, big plans. Like, I'm trying to fucking take over the world, mate. Do you know what it is? Yeah, you asked me a question last time I was on here, and I didn't have a proper answer for it, and it fucking pissed me off. Honestly, I was fuming. The question you asked me was, what do you want to be remembered for? And I said, helping people and all this bollocks. That's not true. What I want to be remembered for is being the best in the world. That's what I want to be remembered for. Like, I'm not an athlete, but I work with athletes. I work with people that want to be the best. And if I'm not striving to be the best at what I do, like, how can I expect the people that are under me or working with me to become the best? Like, I need to be the best in the world at what I do, and that's my plan, man. Like, I want to build. Like, my long-term plan is to build a performance center for athletes, and my speciality is obviously combat sport. So I want to, like, over the next 5 years or however long it takes, with my team, my sister, Scotty Hills and Hallie Hills. Like, I work at Hills Physical Developments at the minute. Like, I want to build a performance center that focuses on that. Like, bring in, like, scientific data to sport. I want us to do our own data collection. I want us to do VO2 max testing. I want us to do lactate testing. I want us to be setting the standard for other combat sports S&C coaches. I want to do seminars. I want to do it all, bro. Like I say, I want to be the face of combat sport strength and conditioning. Because if I'm not trying to be the best, then what's the point, bruv? Like I say, I'm a competitor. I want to win at everything, and I want all my guys to win at everything. So I have to take that step as well. Do you know what I mean?
That's a brilliant message, man. That's a brilliant message. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's almost hard when you rub shoulders with them type of people to do less. Like, the only way is up.
Bro, 100%. Like working with athletes is what gets me up in the morning, mate. Like, my days now are pretty much, I work with athletes every day, and I couldn't be more happy. I was a personal trainer, like, working with everyday people, and that's fine, but it's just not me. That ain't me. I don't give a shit if you want to look better to go Ibiza. I couldn't give a bollocks, mate. I couldn't. I just don't care about that. I want people who want to perform better, who want to be better at their sport. That's what I want. Because when I train, it's got nothing to do with how I look. It's like, what am I lifting? Has my technique improved? Like, how have I improved? Like, I think if you look at training that way, you will always see it will always pay dividends. That's one of the reasons I bring it up all the time. I love CrossFit. I love my team at CrossFit Luton's. A big shout out to CrossFit Luton. If anyone wants to try out CrossFit Luton's a place to go. 100%, the best team in the world. And, like, going there, like, that made me realize what I was missing, like, competing. Like, and I look way better now than I did when I started CrossFit, and not because I've been focusing on my diet or anything like that, just because I've been training consistently and I've been getting stronger. I've been lifting heavier. All my skills have got better. Like, I've just been focusing on my performance. And when you work with athletes, they're focusing on their performance. And guess what? All those guys that focus on that stuff and they're consistent, they always look better. It just comes with it. It's part of the package. So if your focus is want to look better for holiday, look, there's a million PTs in the world that can help you with that. But if you want to be better, like, as a person, you want to perform better, you want to move better, you want to live better, then you need someone who talks like this. You need someone who's gonna show you how to live a better life, not just get a six-pack for a holiday. Fucking hell, the six-pack comes when you have the lifestyle in place. You've got to live a certain way. You've got to live a certain way to look a certain way. 100%. The look just comes with it. That's secondary.
So with this, with like a performance center, are you just focusing on combat sports athletes, or would you have potentially footballers in there, rugby players, all of these sorts of people? Is it just combat sports?
So for me, I want to work with combat sports athletes, but, like, Scotty's a strength and conditioning coach as well, and he's like a former rugby player. So rugby is looking like it's going to be his field. Look, we want to work with athletes in general. We don't care who it is. I'm just saying, me personally, my goal is to work with combat sports athletes because that's just what I love, man. I get the buzz from working with fighters. I like being around, like, rugged fucking geezers who like getting punched in the face. Geezers and girls who like, do you know what I mean? I like being around nutters, basically.
people that are a few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Mate, yeah, man. If you're a savage, I want to be around you. That's because I want that I just want that around my life. Like, if you've got a savage mentality, that's what I want around me all day long, every day. Because otherwise I feel like I'm floating in the wind, like I'm a little fairy. Fuck that. Yeah. I want to feel like a beast always.
You might have mentioned it, but what are some of the time frames you're working with on potentially a performance center? Like, what time of, like, in your own head, like, what are we saying?
Like, I would like in the next couple of years to have a spot in the next couple of years, because 2026, I'm thinking I want to compete in the CrossFit Games, so I'm gonna have to focus on myself a little bit then.
Yeah.
So,
Gotta be selfish. Gotta be selfish for half a year.
yeah, man. Well, do you know what it is? I've decided I'm just gonna start putting stuff out there, like saying shit, because if I don't do it now, look, no one will give a bollocks. But I've said it now, so fuck it, I've got to do it, don't I?
Yeah, that's what I've kind of learned doing this a little bit. Maybe it's not saying it online, but even with the team, like myself, Mikey or Rain, like we need to do a live stream by the 25th.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna do it. I don't even know how to set up a live stream, but it didn't end up being the 25th because a few wires and stuff like that. But we still ended up doing it by 3rd of October, 4th of October, and we're here. Like we're doing it. Still a few little kinks. Still a few little kinks. Hold up with the boy, but we're coming.
You're speaking it into existence, bro.
We're coming.
That's one of the reasons I love talking to you. Like people like you, I want around me. This is what I'm saying. Like when everything's up and running, I want you to run our media stuff, bro. I want us to be talking constant line of communication. Everyone in Luton who is winning, I want them people. I want them to be my squad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Luton could be fucking so good because we've got so many talented people here. We just need to fucking bring them all together. Everyone's bare segregated. Fuck that. Bring everyone together. We'll all win.
Do you almost think with Luton it's quite like a lot of people like you? It's weird, yeah, because when Frankie and Ticey fight, you almost see like they do have massive turnouts, and people will say like, yeah, Luton always get behind Luton, but I kind of see it differently. I feel like a lot of Luton kind of drags Luton down, man.
Bro, I think I see both sides of it. It's like it's a weird one. I try not to pay attention to the people who are trying to bring you down. The only people I'm focusing on are the ones that are trying to lift you up, man. There's always going to be people that bring you down, and when you come from somewhere like we come from, not that Luton's like any fucking Luton gets a bad rap, but I've lived a good life here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not in fucking Philadelphia.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's like I think maybe small town mentality when it's like when you see someone doing good, or like when you see someone doing good, you're thinking, oh, I wish I had a bit of that. I don't think that way. I think fair play, man. Let me like what are you doing to get that? I want to know what I can do to get that. Like as long as you're not thinking I wish I had that. As long as you're thinking fucking hell, if they can do it, I can do it too. Then everyone's moving in the right direction. As soon as you have this scarcity mindset, like you can't do something, then you won't do it. You will not.
Like there's not enough out there for us all.
Mate, this world is full of everything. Anything you can think of, you can get it. You just need to put the work in, and you need to put a plan in place, and then you need to be consistent.
I think I see Dana White say he was talking on like a pod or something, and he turned around and he goes, he's teaching his kid to be savages, because he said if you're even a tiny bit of a savage in today's snowflake generation, you will fucking kill it. You will kill it. And people that are watching at home, we're talking to one of the biggest savages in Luton right now, especially in the S&C game and with working with all the athletes. So it's a pleasure to have you on. It's a pleasure as always. Like I said, I love coming down and doing the filming with you.
Always a pleasure to have you.
We're always here if you need us. We got loads of more stuff coming up, like live streams, like watching fights live and all these sorts of things. So I'm sure you'll be with us even more.
100%, bro. I'm there. You let me know I'm there.
But yeah, go on.
All I was gonna say is, look, I haven't proven nothing in this game I'm in yet. Like I'm talking like I've done it all. Obviously, I haven't proven nothing yet, but I will. Simple as that. Like I've never believed anything more in my life. I believe in my team is amazing. The guys I work with are amazing. The guys I'm surrounded by, my sister, Scotty, Hallie, my team at CrossFit. Like I'm surrounded by all the right people. Like it will come. Just got to put the work in, and I will put the work in, and you'll see big things happen, man. Simple as that.
I will touch on that point quickly. Like, like when we talk about Luton, like I just touched on when I said I think half are and half ain't. Do you think it's almost a case of half of them are not surrounded by good people, and how important is your support system to you?
Oh my god, bro! It's the people you spend the most time with have the biggest impact on your life. So if you're surrounded by negative people, your life will be negative. If you're surrounded by positive people, that's one of the reasons I love just hanging around my boys. Like, I just feel like my boys are winning constantly. Like, there's always some good news to tell, or there's always like we're always having a laugh. my boys are like running businesses or they're making money. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm surrounded by people who are winning, and then I'm there thinking, fucking hell. Even when I was thinking I'm not winning, I'm thinking, well, if they can win, I can win too. Do you know what I mean? It's just they're obviously if the people you're surrounded by are doing shit that you're not doing and they're winning, you just need to fucking take a leaf out of their book.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Surround yourself with the people that you want to be like. That's what you got to do.
But have you almost had to like push? I'm not saying you have to name names. You don't even have to answer the question. But have you almost had to like push people away that you never thought you would, sort of thing?
Weirdly, I don't feel like I've ever been in that position where I've had to. It's like I say, my boys have been my boys since I'm a little kid. Like they've always been there, and like they all the only reason I started thinking about all this stuff was when I come back from a trip from Bali with the boys, and like I hadn't seen them for like 6 months because like we'd been like every weekend I'd been with my fighters because there was shit on, and every weekend the boys were meeting up and like having a few drinks or whatever. I just couldn't make it because I was with my fighters, and then I went to Bali with the boys and I was a bit like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. Like I hadn't long done that podcast with you. You asked me that question, what do I want to be remembered for? I gave a shit answer and I was fuming. Then I went away with, bro, I was fuming. Then I went away with the boys and I was just catching up with everyone. And everyone's just telling me how their lives are going, like how things are going at work, how things are going in the rest of their lives, like people getting married and all this. It's like everyone's just seemed like they were winning. I chat to my mate Nick, who owns an estate agent, Nova. So if you need your house sold, lads, get yourself down to Nova.
Big shouts to Nova.
Yeah. So I was chatting to him and he was just telling me about his business. Like he worked at an estate agent called Penrose, and then he left there and started up his own thing. And I was like, fucking hell, like he's just like that. Like he's started up his own business, got something of his own to build for himself. Like working for yourself, there's nothing better than it because you set the terms. Like I'm someone who hates being told what to do. I want to do what I want to do. And like he got himself to a position where he could start up his own estate agent, have a business running for himself, working for himself. He sets all the terms. I'm like, fucking hell, I want that. Do you know what I mean? And like that just motivated me to fucking go and put my plans in place. Like I've like written a vision board with my sister. I've started writing everything down that I want to achieve. Like I'm just like putting pen to paper and actually holding myself accountable for stuff. Like, and it's the first time in my life I've ever done that. And like my life has never been better since I've started doing them little things. It's like I've got fucking a million miles to go, but it's like now I feel like I have some sort of direction. Do you know what I mean? And that's exciting, man.
Yeah, that's wicked. Listen, this has been a brilliant chat. It's a brilliant chat as always with you. You're a man with a lot of knowledge. You surround yourself with the good people, and I think people would have got a lot of good nuggets out of that. So if there is any aspiring fighters out there who want to be great, make sure you hit up Reece Cooper.
I'm the guy, you know it, man.
It's been brilliant catching up with you and having you on. We appreciate your time as always, and thank you.
Much love, brother. Appreciate it, and I'll speak to you soon. Let me know when we're meeting up next. Yeah.
Peace.
Top man.
That's infectious. Come on, if you're not yoked up right now and you're just holding a semi there, I don't know what's going on. What's going on? I can see Mikey semi bulging the desk over. That is infectious. Like you get a guy like Sam King on, and then you get his strength and conditioning coach Reece Cooper. You got Frankie Story, Tycee Gallagher, Jordan Reynolds, Linus Udofia, and you just think these are all people doing great things. Like go and support these people. Look out for these people. Like Darren Jones tells us about Junior Spesh from Luton. I didn't even know he's from Luton. It shouldn't even matter that he is from Luton. You should just be supporting everyone doing good things. So shout out to that. But that's why we love having the boy Reece Cooper on, because he is just he's an infectious guy to be around. He's doing wicked things. Like we've had conversations in depth with some of the stuff he's actually got coming up. And we need that. Luton needs that. Like I often sit here and think sometimes there's a lot of fighters who don't surround themselves with each other and get nuggets off each other, and they're all in very good positions. And I find it strange at times, like that they don't almost share information with each other or don't seek information off each other, and they're all at like high level. So a performance center is something that would potentially do that. Like he's working with Paolo, like I actually asked Dan McGowan and Tycee this before. I said, obviously they're cousins, and Dan McGowan's like world level Muay Thai fighter. Tycee Gallagher's fighting for a WBO world title. And I said, have you done a session together, like a training session, like pads and stuff like that? And they said no. And I find stuff like that mental. So hopefully a performance center and what they're doing, what him and Paolo are doing, can bring everyone together. So we're excited about stuff like that. What a guy. I'm so yoked up, I don't even know what to say. But I know we were talking about the rugby before Sam King come on. So we will touch back over to the rugby. This is obviously the Fiji coach was talking. We'll play the video again because I don't know if you've seen it or not. And this is what the actual Fiji coach had to say after.
All credit to Georgia. They played really well in the first half. They controlled the tempo. They were first to everything, so we were a bit on the back foot, but we didn't help ourselves in terms of our basics. Too many turnovers. We lost a few line-outs, so we were kind of playing on the back foot. So we just said, basically, let's get back to the basics. Carry clean, get over the vantage line, hold the ball, and put some pressure back on them. And we managed to get some pressure on them, score some points in the second half, and get the result. But
what a guy. That's the Fiji head coach, man. He's taken the boys to the chosen land. We're going to get our rugby analyst in, Michael Joy, because he is the guy for rugby. Mike's, what was the performance like against Georgia? I know we watched the first half here. How did you judge it? What do you think they done well? And do you think they can make the chosen land?
Doing too much at once. No, I like it. With Fiji, I reckon they're a great team. Against Georgia, they really showed in the second half of their strength and conditioning, how much they look athletic and they're getting there. But the issue is with them to reach that next level of rugby, to get onto the New Zealand, the France, the Ireland, is that they're not, what's the word? They do too many unforced errors, and they need to fix that, I think. Once they get that, nip it in the bud with that, I can't see them not winning a World Cup in the next 8 to 12. That's my opinion on that one.
8 to 12 years, that is exciting. If you're a Fiji rugby fan, and Mikey's been in rugby for a lot of time, he knows what he's talking about. Obviously, you talk about the unforced errors, but do you think they're a team
in high confidence at the minute? Like, do you think just off confidence alone, they might get far in the tournament? Obviously, if they win and England win this weekend, they're going to be playing each other in the quarterfinal. Do you think they're a team can get potentially to the semi-final off confidence alone?
I think right now, this is their best opportunity to get to the semi-final because the England team is not doing that great this year. They're another team that are making a lot of unforced errors, don't know their best 15. I feel like straight off confidence alone, it's going to be a whiff game if they play each other. It's not guaranteed yet. I think England need to win and Fiji need to get 1 point. But I do think they can beat England, and I feel like they can get to the semi-final. But then I feel like that's where, if they do beat England, that's where their run will end. I think the competition's too good for them there. I don't know what your opinion is on that.
Oh, the boys just bringing Fiji up and just slamming them back down. Like, that's where their run will end. Have some faith in the boys. Now, I do agree with you, the turnover issue, because, well, they did nip it in the bud in the first half. Like the coach did speak about that. He said, like, look, they spoke about that at half time. It was a very physical game. They are a physical team. It almost feels like they're kind of running downhill on you at times. Like, they're that physical. They're pushing you back. They're breaking the lines. Who would they potentially have to play in? If so, say they win this weekend, they get that 1 point. They go on and beat England. Who have they got to come up with after that?
So the teams that it could be, I think, really and truly, it will be between Scotland and South Africa. It just depends on how the results go in the last game of the group stages. I think it will be South Africa, current world champions. South Africa have 7 forwards they bring on in the second half, which is basically a brand new pack, and it's called the Bomb Squad. And they normally come on and change the game. So I feel like that's where their journey will end. If they do beat England, I think it's going to be very hard for them to beat England, don't get me wrong, because England are still a good team. They've still got great players. But I feel like if it's their year to get to the semi-final, I think it would be this year. And then, unfortunately, I think that's where high they've got the opportunities of beating any team on their day. It just depends whether the other team perform or not. So that's just my opinion on that one.
Yeah, no, we respect your opinion. Hopefully the bomb squad are going to get smashed up by the Flying Fijians. So they're going to be out. But someone who has big confidence at the minute is the boy Linus Udofia. We actually caught up with him this week. We spoke to him all things. Fighting with his fight against Conway this week. He's fighting on the Matchroom card for DAZN. He's fighting for the British title eliminator. He takes on Conway, who's 19-3. Linus has got a 19-1 record. Here's what Linus had to say about his upcoming fight. Is that sounding clean or what?
Yeah, that's all right.
That's what you got to do, jabroni. You got to fucking set the camera up, get a mic, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I'll hook you one up.
I'm chilling. I need that. I'll come like this. I'm like one of them fat single mums, I'm entitled. Take me as I am.
You dickhead. How you been anyway, man? How's camp been?
It's been all right, you know. It's been all right. It's been good. This one's been good. This one's been obviously it's a cliche in it. They always say, "Oh, it's the best one I've ever had." Obviously, there's been some ups and downs. There's been some like hard times. It's been a lot of adversity. It's been hard, man. I had some high level sparring. Training's been top class. It's been good. It's all been good, man. I can't say I've enjoyed it because you know what I mean. It's a lot of hard work, but it's been decent. You know what? I might actually get on the floor. It's more comfortable. It's actually comfortable like this. Let me just
sitting on the floor. You're throwing it back to your roots, man.
Hey, you know, this is cozy, cuz. Yeah, like you ever just be chilling at home, yeah? And like let me just sit on the floor and play some games.
Now, sometimes I do. It's a weird one. Sometimes depends if you got carpet or not, innit?
I mean, I ain't got carpet. I got a rug now.
That's what I'm saying. So
I just put a pillow down, innit?
I wouldn't be chilling on the floor, jabrones. I thought you would have been in Sheffield. When you heading up to Sheffield?
Wednesday.
And what's that? What have you got? Like, what? Give us an overview of your week. So you're going to Sheffield Wednesday, and then what have you got to
do? So Wednesday, I got a check weigh in the morning at my gym for the board. So I'm going to go there for that. Got to jump on the scales for that, and then go from there straight to Sheffield. So me and my coach are going to jump down together. And we got a long ass drive to Sheffield, so that'll be fun. And then when we get there, we got media, so we got to do like headshots and stuff for the promos, for the fights, for the screens at the fight and stuff like that. We got to do like headshots and stuff. And then there's an open workout, and then the next day it's all like media stuff, media days, interviews, left, right, and center. And then we got and after that. After the media days, I think it's just like stuff before the weigh-in and then the weigh-in, and then you got fight night.
There no press conference? No,
yeah, I think there is, but I think that's part of the media day. That's part of the media day on Thursday.
That's a busy day, man. Wednesday sounds like a busy day. So you got to travel down to your gym, do a weigh-in, then travel up to Sheffield with your coach, do all your headshots and all the photos and stuff, and then you got to go and do an open workout. That's a big day.
Yeah, like some of those won't happen. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Oh, what you can just miss certain things.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I legally can or whatever. Some things won't happen.
Yeah. How do they do it with the legals and that? Are they like you have to? Because when we were up in Newcastle for Pulleys, like Aaron Chalmers didn't turn up to his media workout. Like some people were just missing certain things. Does it depend where you rank on the card, or is it like how you can call your own shots, sort of thing?
Yeah, I think where you rank on a card matters, but at the same time, I think you have to be there because your contract, you can't breach your contract, so you got to like be there, but you may not have to. You can probably miss a media workout. It won't be the worst thing in the world and stuff like that. But you know, it's up to you. You have to like be there though. But I think that's more like expenses, purposes, and all that shit.
Yeah. What would you see in Conway? Obviously, we spoke a little bit before. You didn't even know if the fight would actually go ahead, but this time it has gone ahead. So, would you see in him? What kind of issues could he cause you, or do you think you have too much for him? What would you see? How do you see the fight playing out?
Yeah, the latter. I think I'm just better. I think I'm just better overall. Just a better fighter. And there's no. Look, I get it. You know what I mean? He's gonna say whatever he's gonna say, but I guess I don't know. I ain't cool. I should probably put this on Do Not Disturb. Yeah, I just feel like I'm a better fighter. I feel like I'm just a better fighter. I feel like I can do more. I feel like I've got more in my locker. I feel like, if things get hard, if I need to change it up or if I need to do this, I can. And yeah, I just think that'll be a deciding factor.
Do you have a bit of spite when you go in there? Because obviously you got Conway, he's 19-3. He's signed to Matchroom. Obviously, you're 19-1. And sometimes I often sit there and think, how comes you're not signed to the big promoters? Do you go in there with a bit of spite, like I want to show them what I'm about?
Yeah, of course. Like, yeah, because you have to. You have to. Yeah, 100%. You have to show them what you're about. You have to, what I mean? You're not, honestly, if you're on it, you're going away to fight their fighter. And, it's going to be a lot harder. It's going to be a lot harder for you because everyone on paper doesn't want you to win, in a sense of, you're not their fighter. So they're going to be backing their boy. I'm not saying there's any funny business. I just feel like you have to really, really win. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to go out there and actually take it from them.
Oh, so you think it could be one of them ones where you don't really want to leave it down to the judges, or you don't want to leave it down to the small details. You want to go out there and blitz it.
Yeah. I want to go out there and blitz it. I just want to make it a clear cut performance. I want to make it so there's no room for any error. There's no room for indecision. There's no room for, I think it was this way. I want to leave that. I want to leave all that somewhere else.
Does that come to you? Is that like a way of thinking from your Denzel Bentley fight? Obviously, it was a very close fight, and then some people thought you won, some people thought he won. So is that kind of like a bit of PTSD from that situation?
To an extent, yeah. You're gonna, you have to put that in there because I think in that fight we learned a lot of things, and that was one of the things we learned. That there's nothing is sure. The fight isn't over until the fight is over, and that was one big lesson we learned. And if we had done certain things differently, maybe if we had gone into the last round a little bit differently, the result would have been different. The result would have been completely different. I wouldn't have lost that night. Yeah. So that was one of the things we've learned massively. And so it's part of it. I mean, it's definitely part of it.
Do you look forward to being on the big stage again? And fighting, do it like it seems like a pain in the ass doing the media workouts and that, but do you look forward to being there in the press conferences and all of that?
Yeah, 100%. It all just kind of feels like second nature at times, It just really feels like second nature in a sense of like this is where we are. This is how it is. This is a crack. It's good. It feels good. It feels good. I enjoy all of it. I enjoy the pageantry. I enjoy the media. I enjoy all of it. Obviously, sometimes it gets draining. It gets tiring. But obviously, that's where you have to manage and kind of deal with what you need to deal with. Does that make sense? You kind of have to, make sure you're not dragged out and make sure you're not burning a candle at both ends, because at the end of the day, you've still got to fight. At the same time, you've still got to show personality. You've still got to do, media obligations and things like that. You've got to manage it very well. And I feel like I'm quite good at that.
Yeah. And where do you want to go after the fight? So if you get the victory this Saturday, obviously then you're mandatory for the British title. You've been doing a lot of sparring with Denzel Bentley and training with each other for this camp. So is that a fight you go straight towards? Is that a fight you see how his next fight plays out? Like where do you go from Saturday night?
It's one of those things that I'm not really looking too far ahead. So, that question kind of stops here. So I'm not really looking past this fight. I can't really afford to. I need to keep my head firmly on. Do you know what I mean? What's in front of me? So I can't really look past. We'll have this conversation after.
Yeah. But what's the sparring and that been like down with Denzel Bentley? And I know you've been doing some rounds with Sam King. He's got his fight coming up on Friday. What would you see from the? Is he a young talent? Is he another shining prospect from Luton?
No, very good. He's very good. What is he? 22?
Yeah, 22, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, no, he's very good. I think he's a very good fighter. Very strong for his age. Like he's fucking solid. And he's very good. He's very good. I think, as he progresses, he's got his style as well. His style suits the pros as well. Like the way he fights, he doesn't mind mixing it up. And I've been in there with him a few times, and I'm not really the kind of guy to mix it up. I will if I have to. I fucking will if I have to. However, like with Sam, it's just a long night. I'm not really trying to do that. I'd rather just box with him. You know what I mean? It's just
I asked him.
He's a big boy. You know what I mean? He's a big boy.
He's not small, man. He's not small. He's not a small guy.
He's not small. He's not a small guy. And with Bentley, it's been very, very, very high level stuff. Every spar is different. Every single round is different, and it's a lot of learning. It's not hard sparring where you're depleting yourself every week, like trying to whack each other and batter each other. It's very technical, a lot of thinking sparring, and it's actually it's really been really beneficial. We've really enjoyed it. My coach is really happy with what he's seen. I've been sparring another guy as well, Italian international, former 2-weight world champion, Giovanni De Carolis. And he was meant to be fighting for a European title at super middleweight.
Yeah.
About a week after my fight, and his fight just got postponed. But he was sparring me. He came down to England, and they sought me out. So that was a really massive, oh wow, that's actually really cool. And they sought me out, and they were like, "Can we get some sparring? I'm going to stay down. I'm going to come to England for 2 weeks, and we can spar." And I went, "Oh, that's perfect." Come down, and we've been getting the rounds in, and that's again a really good, really, really good level. And I've really learned a lot this camp, and it's been really, really high level stuff. And I think it's just going to hold me in really good stead going into this fight.
Has it been one of your better camps? Like from speaking to you now, it seems like the way you're speaking about it, the way you seem like when you talk about the sparring rounds and who you've sparred with and all this sort of stuff, it seems like it feels like it's one of your better camps.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's been fantastic. I haven't really, obviously, look, it's been obviously every camp has its ups and downs. You can't just come in and have great sessions every single day. Some of them have been hard. Some of the sparring has been really hard. I've had some really bad days against Bentley. I've had some really good days against Bentley. I had some really bad days against the Carolis. I've had some really good days against the Carolis. It's been one of those. It's been like the SNC. Some days I'm like on doing something and I'm just cramping up. I'm dying. My body's just like, mate, chill. Do you know what I mean? And it's been hard. You got to push through it sometimes. Sometimes you need to take an educated rest. Sometimes you need to. It's been difficult. It's been very difficult. But the camp's been really good. I've really finished this camp. Did my last track session, and I got out, and I looked myself in the mirror, and I was like, mate, you've done it all. You've ticked every single box. Your coach is very happy with what he's seen, and that's what I care about the most. Obviously, I feel great, and I'm happy where I am. But yeah, my coach is very happy, and that's the one thing I care about. I'm in good shape. My nutritionist is happy as well. My sports psychologist is very happy where I am mentally, and emotionally, and all. I feel personally, I feel complete. I feel ready to fight. Like this close to this kind of fight at this point, everything just seems good. I'm actually to the point where I'm very tightly wound, and I just want to fight now.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like I want to fight now. I feel great. I'm not hungry. I'm not starving. I'm not tired all the time. I feel great. I feel good. I feel ready to go all the time. And I just want it to be there now. My weight's really good as well. So I just want it to be here now. Everything's gone really well. Everything's gone right.
I've got two questions of just what you said as well. You said you got a sports psychologist. How long have you been doing that?
A couple fights now. I started it after the Bentley fight, funny enough.
Yeah. How's that been for you? Is it because I heard I spoke to someone else about that sports psychologist. They come off a knockout loss and they went and got a sports psychologist, and for their next fight, it like completely transformed them. So how's your experience been with having a sports psychologist? And it's something you will always keep doing now?
Yeah, for sure. All these things, it just adds an edge. I feel like it just adds a certain edge to what you already have in the locker, and it lets you know things. Look, these things are always in us. Like, there's certain things we're all acutely aware of, but we don't address it. And when I got him on board, he really opened my eyes on certain things that I already knew. So it's not much of an eye opener, but it was like, actually, you know what? Now that you knew it, we know you knew it, but address it now. Use this. We're gonna use it. And it was one of those. It was one of those. It really changed my how I approach certain things, not just in fighting, not just in a fight game, it's just in life in general. It really changes. It really changed how I approach things. So I'm very thankful that I actually got him on board and got into him.
That's wicked, man. And then you talked about having a nutritionist as well, because I know you used to do your own nutritions. How long have you had a nutritionist for?
I've had it for about a year now. Funny enough,
so
after
basically...
about a year to 6 months. I spoke. Okay, so I'm not just going to sit past the sports psychologist. That's a Sports Mode UK, Lee. And yeah, he's fantastic. So check him out.
Shout out Lee.
Shout out Lee from Sports Mode UK. He bloody adds that 1%. And my nutritionist, Pete James Bell, qualified nutrition. He's good, man. He's good. He's very attentive. One thing, because I qualified, I did my nutrition course in lockdown because I was thinking about, I was first of all bored, and I thought about adding certain things to myself that I didn't need to pay for at some point, but will be like worth knowing, right? Like it'll be worth knowing because of what I do. And the sports nutrition was great. It was good. However, and I know it's a bit controversial to say, oh, I added it so I didn't have to pay for it, and I'm paying for it right now. However, he takes the stress off by doing those little things that I don't really need to be up doing.
Yeah.
Putting it together, looking at my weight, putting it together, assessing how I feel, and then putting something together for me. You know what I mean? And one thing, he's really attentive. He's really good. He's a really nice guy as well. He makes it fun for you. He finds out what your favorite things are, what you don't like, what you do like, puts it all together in a plan, and kind of just gets on with it. And he's really good. Very good value for money. Qualified nutrition. Pete James Bell, and he is the reason why this camp. He's one of the reasons why the camp's gone so well. Like the amount of energy I've had to do all the work that we've done and things like that, and like not just because he hasn't shown me anything in a sense of food wise that I didn't know. I knew these. However, it's the nutrition side. The supplement side. The things that he's put in to my supplement regime and things like that, and actually how he concocts the food and puts it together for me in a sense to follow a plan. It's fantastic. I really am here for it, and he's someone I'm going to have for the foreseeable as well.
So was there any specific things you weren't doing when you were doing it yourself then, or something you weren't really taught to do that he's doing for you now?
Yeah, I had supplements. I didn't have any supplements. I didn't really have any supplement other than vitamin C. I didn't really.
Yeah, you didn't take no like electrolytes or nothing like that.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Black don't crack, man.
Hey, I didn't take nothing. All I took was vitamin C and fish oils.
That is crazy.
That was it.
You was not taking electrolyte tablets or nothing. I can't believe that.
Nothing. No tablets. No beta alanines. No, barely any. I never really had any whey protein. Really.
That's mental, man.
Yeah, I just saw.
And you felt a big difference in your performances in training. 100%. Like you feel more like you've got more in the tank than you would usually have at this point.
100%. Don't get me wrong. I'm always going to feel tired, but I'm not stopping. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel tired, of course, but I'm just not. Like I've got the energy. I've got the energy to go. I just physically feel tired, but I've got the energy to just go because that's just I feel. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. He's really leveled me up. He's really. I feel the step now. I feel like I've got the energy. I'm pushing numbers I've never pushed before. Do you know what I mean? And easier than I've ever pushed before. So I'm I'm doing track. I'm not even. Like I'm obviously, it's to me, it's tiring work. It's tiring. It's hard, tiring work. But it's just different level, man. He's got my energy levels great. He's got my recovery really good. And yeah, it's perfect, man. I'm glad I've invested in these people.
So is this something you're going to keep doing as well? Then you're not going to do your own nutrition from now on. You're going to keep investing in your boy.
Yeah, of course. I think we go hand in hand, like, you know, because I know a fair bit of what like I need and what I need to be doing in a sense. So, you know, if you put something together for me and I'm like, oh, actually, I don't like this. Could I actually have this instead? Or could I do this? Could I do this? Could I do this? We work together and he goes, yeah, actually, yeah. Let's do it like this, do it like this. And we work together, to be fair, you know what I mean? But yeah, he's definitely someone I'm going to keep using for my foreseeable career. Yeah, him and Lee and obviously my coach.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant, man. Obviously, your training partner, Brad Pauls, he just won the English title as well.
Big up, Brad.
Yeah, that was a huge win for him. I know it's something that obviously he had the fight with, was it Denny? It was Denny, wasn't it?
Yeah, Denny.
At the start of the year, he come up a little bit short. It was a great fight though, and he's gone on and actually won it now. So where does he look like he's going from here? Because you are all middleweights, you are all training, like it's all getting weird up there. It's all getting weird.
Nah, it's not getting weird. Nah,
Royal Rumble.
He's gonna do, you know, he's gonna do what he's gonna do with his English title. You know, whether he's gonna defend it, whether he's gonna whether he's gonna defend it, whether he's gonna, you know, leave it to go on to something else. Yeah, that's up to him. You know what I mean? It's up to him what he does with them. But you know, we're on different trajectories right now. He's just got the English. Now it's up to him to, you know, do what he wants to do with it. I'm heading for a British, and then after that, and obviously the international as well. And then kind of, you know, I'm just gonna, you know, win them and go on from there really. But it's just we're on different trajectories, so I don't think we're on a collision course, and you know, it's one of them. It's just one of them. There's no bad blood. He's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, and you know, we're all good. There's nothing weird going on.
Yeah, you're boys, like you're legitimate boys. You're always in his corner as well. But is there anything you would fight for? Like a world, I'm like, there's enough world championships for everyone. No,
listen. When we're talking world and there's a lot on the line, look, sometimes you gotta just. Right now, it's not. There's nothing.
No, it's not. It wouldn't be worth it. Like a British title or a Commonwealth or even a European, I don't think that would be worth it to ruin.
Yeah, it's not really
a friendship. I'm not even saying it would ruin a friendship. It's just normally it doesn't end well after because you got to put your. I suppose you go into a fight with a mind frame of like. I'm here. It's kill or be killed in this ring. Do you know what I mean? Like you have to put yourself. So to put yourself in a mind frame against someone who like you're friends with,
your boy.
Yeah,
your boy,
it's hard. It's hard to come back from shit like that, man.
yeah. Like, you know, don't get me wrong. As long as we've always said this, like, listen, as long as we both get paid handsomely well, so we can both kind of take photos with our houses the next day.
Yeah, then it's worth
it. Be laughing about it, then I don't think there'll be a problem. But if we're fighting for something that won't generate that, then it's not worth it.
It's not worth it at all.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's one of them. It's one of them. Like, you know, luckily we're kind of doing different things right now. You know, we're kind of doing different things. He's, you know, fighting where he is. I'm fighting where I am, and you know what I mean. It's just one of those.
Yeah, it's as if you're like 15 months ahead of him, sort of thing. Just at the minute, like you're just ahead of him 15 months. I don't know when he started boxing, when you started boxing, but it must be good to have these caliber of fighters. Do you know what I mean? Though in the gym and like the people you're closest with in your weight division as well.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, look, boxing's for the gentlemen, and it's. You be hard pressed to find like a lot of bad blood. Like me and Denzel were cool, man. I got no issue with him. I got absolutely not an issue with him. I got not a bad word to say about him either. And you know what I mean? I wish him all the best in everything he does. And you know what I mean? And that is genuine. I wish him, you know what I mean? I wish him all the success. And if that fight ever comes about, then yeah, it's what it is. But you know, right now it's just. Like I want the kid to do well, man. I want the guys to do well. I want Denny to do really well. I want all of them, and it's like there's no bad blood. I've never really had any bad blood of anyone in the sport. So I stay like that for the foreseeable, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. But it's been wicked catching up with you, man. I don't want to keep you for too long. Obviously, you got busy days ahead of you for this week.
Oh, mate, you don't understand the amount of people that are just like, yeah, can we get an interview? And I'm like, do you know what? No, I'm not really about. I'm not really about. I hear it, but I'm just nah, bro. I'm tired.
You're a man in demand. You're a man in high demand.
Yeah, no, but no. Obviously, always got time for my boy.
Let me get a little final prediction for you. Final Saturday night prediction.
Lions should definitely win.
Is there any like knockout bonuses or anything on the line?
Hey, this ain't MMA, bro.
No, but at this influencer card last week, there was a £25,000 fight of the night bonus and a 25,000 knockout of the night bonus.
Nah, none of that's been. If there is, none of that's been said to us.
Linus Udofia win. Linus, obviously, it's been wicked catching up with you, man. I appreciate you doing this. Next time we do the live stream, we'll hopefully get you on the live, or we'll do something when you're back down. You going on holiday or anything after?
Yeah, I'm away for about 13 days or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm out of here, cuz.
getting that strap and bouncing.
Yeah, man. Aye, that's gonna. Hey, listen. Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. You're gonna get me hyped up.
I'm here for it. But Linus, thank you for jumping on the call. I appreciate it. People, make sure you tune in. It's on Matchroom this weekend. I'm guessing it's on DAZN if it's Matchroom.
Yeah, DAZN.
So it'll be on DAZN. It's Warrington Wood, which is a mega fight. Warrington versus Wood. You got Terry Harper fighting as well for the titles, and then it's you versus Conway. I'm assuming you the fight before the co-main.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So it's a big dog fight. So people head over there and it's the Curious Fijian and we're on the live stream, baby. It's peace. Is that sounding clean or what?
Yeah, that's all right.
That's what you got. Mike's not on. Teething problems. But no, it doesn't matter. I know we were trying to talk, we were trying to, it's teething problems. The two brothers
just saw two fucking idiots.
No, they would have heard the applause.
Oh, would they?
Yeah, they just wouldn't have heard. Obviously, Linus was just speaking about his fight on Conway. But now we're joined with the boy Rain. We've got to give him the last 15 minutes because he's too wild. Snowflake generation.
Plug it up.
But two mega fights this weekend. Linus is fighting, Sam Kings is fighting. What are you excited about?
Well, both. Good to see Linus back in the ring, but then also Sam hasn't fought yet. He's gave it all a very big spot. Let's see if he can deliver. That's what I'm waiting for.
What is that?
British accent.
Edwin Williams. Yeah. First Fijian I've seen with a British accent. That's the best comeback for that.
Name.
Can't hear y'all. Love the jerseys, bro. Edwin Williams, we love you. If you didn't know, Fiji was colonised by Britain. So
Edwin Williams.
There is a few British accents in Fiji. Colonised. Yeah. Obviously,
we're fourth generation.
We're fourth generation. We got the
I'll go back home and play for the team.
If there's anyone built like a baby gorilla who could play for the Fiji national team, you're looking at him. Now, but thank you for commenting, Edwin. We appreciate you. We hope you've enjoyed the thingy. If you seem like a man of Fiji, go back and listen to the Fiji rugby segment. We hope you enjoy. Yeah, Sam King.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Sam King.
Everyone, even Linus just said in his interview, he goes, he's been sparring with him, and he goes, when you spar with Sam, it's going to be a bit of a long day. Like, he's strong. You ask Jordan about Sam, they say He's strong. He hits like a freak. Mack truck.
He probably he comes there to turn up, doesn't he? He ain't fucking around. He knows what he wants to be. He wants to be a boxing, he wants to be world champ. This is what he wants to be. And to be fair, when you're sparring Hamza Shiraz in America,
you got to be something.
Do I say more?
Yeah,
like you got to be something, and then to keep you out there, which he's probably always got up home to go back out there. So yeah, I'm really looking forward. And then also I'm looking forward to Linus getting back in the ring, doing a job.
And now he's obviously sparring with Denzel Bentley as well.
Yeah,
mega.
Yeah.
So he's
been getting in them rounds, championship rounds.
No, Linus Conway. This is a good fight. It's a big fight.
Conway's pulled out twice. No,
could have been for real reasons. What's that? Fish.
Shitty bum.
Shitty bum.
I don't know Conway like that, but
Conway's fighting one of the boys, so fuck Conway.
Yeah. No, I can't wait.
We would have you on Conway.
Elijah Power.
With your love power.
Your love. Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it, man. Just Luton in general. Boxing is looking good. Like you said, Ticey coming up end of
mid-November. Yeah, Douai, France. Mega fight, WBO. Not really heard no press about it. You know what'd be good? I was often thinking this. She said she didn't get a lot of tickets. So there's going to be a lot of people not going. It'd be good if they would rent somewhere up. Not her personally, but I'm saying if rent somewhere out, have a DJ play the fight. It could be. It's an iconic day.
Yeah, it's Luton.
It is an iconic day. You'd think Luton would do something like that. Or
they wouldn't.
Do you approach someone? Who do you approach to do something like that? Do you have to do it yourself? Maybe it's the way forward. The Curious Fijians got to take action. Get something like that going. Maybe it's something to look into. If you could rent somewhere cheap and try to get set out, but then it's like you're showing live sports. Can you do that?
Go to a pub or something.
Rent a
Someone that already has a license and just ask if we could have a section or something. Like a St Margaret's Club or something.
Yeah,
very true. Very true. Yeah, maybe it is something to look out to. Obviously, it's a WBO world title.
Yeah.
It's something that should be seen. There's going to be a lot of people not going, obviously.
And to push it around the town, get people supporting. That could be a good way.
It could be.
Little things on Instagram and that, share it about.
I think a lot of people would go.
Of course they would.
We should try organise it with Ticey.
Yeah. Because obviously it's France, isn't it? Some people aren't going to be able to go because of cost reasons.
No, but if we
and she didn't have a lot of tickets.
And if we can somehow come up with a way to support her and do something, have it in it, like you said, a boozer or something like that, where we can support.
And then maybe we could charge
do a ticket, $500 ticket
to cover the venue,
cover the rent, and then
give her the rest.
Yeah. Well, as long as it covers the rent, it doesn't really matter.
It covers the thing, and whatever it goes to price. Yeah. I'm down to do that. I'm down to.
Yeah, maybe it's something to look into. Has there been any other current event news that you've seen or anything like that that we've not spoken about since the last current events? Any big fights or anything? Have you seen anything that's been on your mind? Anything you just want to talk to the people about?
Kurt Angle, man.
Kurt Angle.
Wait, how is he fighting the Olympics with a broken neck? A broken neck, yeah, and then to top it off, he didn't even make his weight category because he didn't want to lose a pound. He was fighting that to make his weight category in the Olympics was 198. He was 199, and he was like, I didn't want to cut the weight. So he fought with 220-pound guys.
Broke it
with a broken neck.
Did he win?
And he won.
Oh, he won.
He won
the Olympics. Gold medal.
Gold medalist.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt fucking Angle. Yeah. Bartlett.
Ankle lock.
And yeah, mad. And then to go to WWE and smash it. Well, apparently he said he had one fight, a pride fight, something like that, but it was in the deep Brazil, and he just mashed up people. But then after he's like, "No, that ain't for me."
Yeah.
He's like, I ain't going back to do that. To be fair, MMA is a different sport, though, isn't it, man? But the wrestlers, I think for MMA, I think the wrestling background is so suited. Because if you got wrestling, because I think with wrestling you can dictate the fight.
Yeah.
You can grab people around, take people around. You can dictate it. It's just like maybe if you come up against a mad jiu-jitsu person, you might not know some of the traps they might catch you. But if you do wrestling, a bit of jiu-jitsu, and you know how to strike,
it's dangerous.
A little bow nipple Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel, the
But do you reckon
shepherd.
he's going to be the guy?
Mate,
He's the truth.
I think he's going to slap people. I generally do. He's a gorilla. He is the white gorilla.
All right. Let's go back to the Brian
chopper.
Callen. Remember Brian Callen made that video? He said him and 2 other guys could take on a gorilla. Bo Nickel, remember he said him and 2 other guys could take on a gorilla. Do you think he could?
Nah. He's a gorilla in his own right, yeah, but like with human beings. No, not other species. Nah, fucking no. Gorillas are massive.
Gorillas.
And when it's beating his chest, it's not that he's got the claws and that. Nah, you ain't. I wouldn't be down.
But
I'd watch it though. If he's down, if he's like, oh, I've got a 2-man team, I'm down to do it. Set it up.
Yeah, but they might just
set it up.
They might pull him limb from limb though. A gorilla might pull a human limb from limb. That's the only issue. It could literally grab your 2 arms and break you.
They're genetically on a different level, man. That's testosterone like out the nut. It's mad. It's like when I was listening to Joe Rogan today, they were talking about with Eddie Bravo, like the old days of UFC. It used to be open platforms, and it's like bare knuckle. I'm down with it, man. Get rid of the cage because you've got people that. To be fair though, it suits certain people's stances because they can get you on the cage. So for like maybe wrestlers and grapplers and that, it's probably alright because you can do your takedowns. But if you had an open floor, oh man,
I think Jorge Masvidal does bare knuckle MMA.
Yeah, he does. He's
I don't know if it's in a cage or in a platform.
He's got one coming up next year.
Mike, what do we sound like?
Oh, you got Mike Perry versus Darren Till, bare knuckle.
Do we sound right? Yeah, because obviously the mic's here. Yeah, it sounds cool.
That could be MMA.
Who?
No.
It's bare knuckle.
Oh, is it bare boxing?
Yeah.
Good luck, Darren Till.
No, but I said it. But Mike, no one. That's Mike Perry's game. That's Mike Perry's game. I don't care. Like he enjoys getting hit. He takes getting hit. Look what he done to Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold actually quit.
Yeah.
He got his tooth punched out and just goes. No mas. No mas.
Nah, it's different. I think when people feel hand and chin, it's like, yo.
And it's like he thrives off of it. Like,
it's
he gets hit and he's like,
weird. Are they talking about Michael Venom Page moving to UFC?
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of talk. about it. Mike Perry beat him in.
Yeah, he did.
Bare knuckle.
Yeah, he went the distance though.
But
he did beat
him. Beat Luke Rockhold.
Yeah. The
guy's good.
Yeah.
At bare knuckle.
Yeah. Different. Like you said, it's different styles. It's different people.
Yeah.
The MMA one would be good, but Michael Venom Page, that's what that karate style though, man. I wonder how that does in the UFC because that's not bad.
He might do well in the UFC. But
he's built up. His foundation.
It's probably if he's going to come to the UFC, it's probably the perfect time
because he was fighting in Bellator before.
Yeah, he hasn't fought in Bellator for a while.
Yeah.
But if he's coming to UFC, it's probably the perfect time. The wrestlers are not really there. Usman's not going to have that many fights left. Colby, well, you got Colby still, he's a mean wrestler. But outside of that, a lot of them are stand-up fighters.
Colby was talking about dropping down to
55.
Yeah. He said I see something. Him saying he'd have it of Makhachev.
I think he beats Makhachev. But I think
that's not bad. Yeah, but Colby's not made that. Makhachev's
not in his head. He's saying no.
You don't reckon? Colby looks small for his size.
Yeah, but Colby, he said this. He said, I could make the weight below. I choose not to cut the weight. He could make it.
Hey, listen, people like that salute you.
He chooses not to.
He probably knows his strength.
But who do you think wins out of him and Leon Edwards? There's some mega cards announced. I know we doubt Leon Edwards a lot. Everyone does. He's on 9-5 win streak.
Listen, man, I generally think Leon Edwards, I think the confidence he's got now as a champion and handling Kamaru Usman with the wrestling, I think he goes in there and he's like, I'm the fucking man. I'm the man. And he's going to bum him. I think he's going to bum him. I think he's going to teep him up and bum him. I think this is set him in stone.
You're going on like Colby's some shit.
Colby's not a shit, but he's been out a while. Like I said, Leon Edwards is on a high. Didn't take a beating from Usman. Like, I think his confidence at the roof. I think Colby could get caught with a kick as well. You know, I'm gonna play it here. Colby head.
He could. He just
with the
pressures.
rest
His
in it.
pressuring is like unbelievable. The
Rest
way
of
he
it.
pushes you up against the cage, like he throws.
I could be talking shit.
He throws the most amount of shots and pushes you up.
I think Leon Edwards can deal with him, man.
Respect it.
Yeah.
What about obviously we'll be doing another one before, but what about Oliveira versus Makhachev? I don't even want to see that fight.
I think you know what it is. I think that fight. I think Oliveira could have more confidence coming into this fight because I think now Volkanovski's fought Makhachev. I think a lot of people see holes. A lot of people are like, "You ain't that guy that we once fought, man."
Yeah.
The little man come up and start thumping you fuck up.
Well,
if anything, I don't know how to judge it yet, but
no, that makes sense.
I think he won. I don't understand. Even though he was controlling him, I don't understand it. You can get controlled, but you're getting punched up from getting controlled. So how does that make sense? How can you you might be on someone's back and have him, but he's smashing you in the face.
He's doing more damage.
He's doing more damage. So it's like it's weird. And it's what they talk about the shots sometimes. What they say, they were doing it against Izzy versus Strickland, and I can't remember what they were calling the shots. But Strickland kept blocking it. I can't remember what the shots. Yeah, but the shots, but they don't count the checks. They just count as every time you kick, that's a kick, that's a kick, that's a kick. But it's like, but do you not get points? Do they not score of how many kicks get checked?
No, I don't think they do. But this is the same.
That hurts a person. You got to kick a guy in the shin.
Yeah, I know, but this is the same thing with the takedowns. Like, yeah, you score big for a takedown, but you could defend 9 takedowns. Won't score as big as him getting one takedown, which don't make sense either. I think they should be like for like. If you go for a takedown, it should score you defending it as it does for him taking you down.
Yeah, how well you recover from it. So I think so. Yeah, but
I'm Hamzat Costa.
That's I ain't really seen too much Costa. I need to look back at it. You can't go against Hamzat. I think he's a different breed.
Going up a weight as well.
Huh?
Costa's obviously big and powerful, but I don't see how he deals.
But I swear, his last couple of fights, he's not been the same Costa from what he was.
Well,
he's been on the sauce.
No, everyone thinks that.
Or is he just genetic?
I don't know. He might be genetic, or he might be on that juice. He gets tested there though, but I don't know. I suppose until you test positive, you can't really accuse him. Can you?
I said it once. I said it before, man. Let them all on the juice. Let them loose. Let them loose. They're trying to do it regardless if it's supplementation, if it's this, that. Or one thing is, if they get injured, let them take something. Let them come out the pool of the USADA pool. Let them heal themselves. Like, we want them to fight like robots and stuff like that, and then we want them to be like the same all the time. They just get broken. Just give them everything, man. Make them into beasts.
Right, so let's give them all the juice. Any final thoughts? Anything else? And is there anything else on your mind if you want to get off? Anything else you want to talk about? No,
nah, man.
You good?
Rest of the Wednesday. Make sure you get it. Don't be a punk. Remember, Kurt broke his neck and 1 goal. Don't be a fucking pussy.
That goes with the message people were saying as well. Get up and get it. Surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with us. Every fortnight on a Wednesday, we are going live. We hope you enjoyed it. It's been wicked.
Curious Bangles.
The Curious
Curious Cats.
I don't know what our nickname is for the guys.
Curious Gunners.
Like, what is Edwin Williams? Is he one of the bi-curious Fijians? Like, what is he?
Edwin Williams. I can't lie. That's a proper British name. An English name.
Nah, it's Williams is like a Welsh surname, isn't it?
Is it? Well, they do class themselves as real English.
That's pretty sick. You can do that. Look, man's putting up comments. Edwin Williams. What a guy.
I can't hear y'all. Maybe he's not.
I think that was the point.
Anyway, people, we hope you enjoyed. Make sure, thank you for rocking with us for the last 2 hours and 55 minutes. We're closing in on 3 hours. Thank you for being there with us. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the bell notification to be notified whenever we upload. We got mass amounts of content coming for you guys. We're just doing all sports. We're just doing all sports. Don't pigeonhole us.
We're here to take over.
We've been pigeonholed for too long. We're doing all sports. I love NFL. Rugby's not my favourite, but Fiji are doing well. football, combat sports, tomato, don't pigeonhole us. People, thank you for tuning in. We don't know why you've tuned in with us, but thank you for tuning in with us. Subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and thank you. Outro. We got a little outro music.
What, you just pulled him up like that? Come on.
Maybe this one we come into. I think
That's
it was
the
yeah, that one.
Jerseys are cold. What is the music?
Oh, you can't hear it. That's the gayest song. People, thank you for joining us and pick